Good morning and welcome to the Orange County Courthouse. Let's take a quick walk around as if we were a juror and get an idea for what it looks like over there.
Floor 23.
This is the jury view. This is the gallery view. I don't know if the courtroom that we're going to be in today will have this overhead because I think this is the top floor. But I thought this was really neat. The courtroom looks very similar, except for the fact that the jury box is on the other side of the room in Kranick's courtroom. The seats look very comfy. Everyone, and welcome in. This is Carrie, and as you know, I've been following the case of Sarah Boone, the death of Jorge Torrez Jr., for quite some time now. Sometimes I do forget that there are going to be new viewers coming in that aren't as familiar with the case as some of us that are addicted to true crime are. So I thought I'd make a little video to bring you guys up to par as quickly as I possibly could so that you too could watch the trial while understanding a little bit more about what was going on in the background while doing so. So we'll start with this. I'm going to refer to Jorge Torrez Jr. as George throughout the rest of the video, just because that's what I'm used to. I do believe he was okay with either George or Jorge. He died on February the 23rd or the 24th of 2020. And the reason I can't give you a specific timeline is because we have not yet seen the medical examiner's full report that states the exact time of death. We do know, however, that the infamous video attached to this case, where George is in the suitcase, was recorded at 11:46 p.m. on February the 23rd of 2020. So it's more likely that he did pass away technically on February the 24th of 2020. So, when was Sarah Boone arrested? Well, she was read her Miranda rights and interviewed in an unmarked police car by two detectives. It's a female and a male, Copsell and Lowen. She then voluntarily went to the police station the following day on February the 25th to have some of her questions answered and possibly, I say possibly because it's still kind of pick up her cell phone that the police had confiscated the day of the event. From what we've heard from the prosecution, had every intention of arresting her on the 25th, regardless of whether she came to the police station or not. They had enough evidence with the video of the suitcase alone to arrest her. She's been charged with second-degree murder, not manslaughter. I will go over the differences in the murder charges versus manslaughter charges in another segment. For now, let's move on. How many times did Sarah Boone have George Torrez Jr. arrested? George was arrested 5 times during his time with Sarah Boone. Police were dispatched to Sarah Boone's apartment during these incidents upon the request of Sarah Boone in her 911 calls. So the next question you're probably thinking, well, has Sarah ever been arrested? Yes, she was arrested one time during one of these incidents. On July 25th of 2018, both her and George were taken into custody because the cops could not tell who was telling the truth, and they both were stating that each were harming the other. Charges were eventually dropped because neither would cooperate with the prosecution. How many empty wine bottles did the Orange County Sheriff's Office find in Sarah Boone's unit? It's kind of a trick question. They found 2 empty wine bottles in the trash can in the kitchen. However, on February the 23rd and the 24th, law enforcement obtained Publix grocery store receipts for 3 bottles of wine total. So we're missing a bottle. We're not sure when it was consumed, but it doesn't really make or break the case. So we'll move on. How many children did George have at the time of his death? He has 3 children, 2 daughters and 1 son. His son is a special needs child, and there are various pictures of George with his children on his Instagram account. Sarah Boone has 1 child. I'm going to leave it at that because it's not her child's fault, the way his mother is. What was George's official cause of death? According to the medical examiner, George died of suffocation, asphyxia due to lack of oxygen. They say his body was compressed due to the fact that he was in a fetal style position where his legs were compressing his chest and his stomach for so long that he could no longer breathe. When did George and Sarah meet? According to what I've read and all the police reports from what they both said, I believe they met sometime in 2016. She moved into her apartment in 2017, and eventually George became a permanent resident there as well. 2 characters that you may need to know about in this storyline are Sarah's 2 dogs. I'm not sure if they were full-bred Frenchies, but I think they're a French bulldog mix, if they're not pure French bulldogs. One is blind and one is deaf. The only reason I'm mentioning them is because I do believe that their presence may come into play during the stories that we hear throughout the trial. Another character that you will most likely hear from, if you haven't already heard of, is Brian Boone. That is Sarah's ex-husband. I believe they divorced in 2017 officially. I think they were separated before then. He and Sarah actually had a lot of contact with each other, even after her and George were together, and a lot of it was due to their child that they share in common. He actually came over to the apartment the night of the event before the police arrived, when Sarah called 911 on February the 24th of 2020. The current judge on the case is the Honorable Michael Kranick. He took on the case in January 2024 when the Honorable Judge Wooten was rotated into another division. It had nothing to do with either of the judges or this case. Rotations just occur automatically in the Orange County court system. So, where is all this occurring? This all occurred in Winter Park, Florida, which is just 13 miles outside of Orlando, Florida. Orlando's more popular because you have Disney World, Universal Studios, many amusement parks right there in Orlando. And it is Central Florida, literally. Sarah Boone has been in the Orange County Jail since her arrest on February the 25th of 2020. There have been 9 different attorneys on her case, but to get technical with it, 5 of them conflicted out, which is common because they might have another case that's connected to her case. She's had 4 different attorneys withdraw due to irreconcilable differences. She can't get along with anybody. There are 2 attorneys from the state's office that we are aware of that will be in trial on Monday. There's ASA Cacciatore and ASA J. I think that brings you guys up to date on the topics going into this case. I've probably left something out, but we'll go over it as we watch the trial. I've been working on this case for a really long time. A lot of our viewers have been watching it for a really long time. So between me and the chat, you're going to find out a lot of information just by hanging out with us. Now, one last important factor that you do need to know before we start trial this week. The state offered Sarah a plea deal for manslaughter, which would have given her 15 years to life. Now remember, she's already served over 4.5 years. She declined to take it. This was last Monday when they tried to do their jury selection, but due to Hurricane Milton, the case got pushed back. So since Monday, October the 7th, we've all been sitting around waiting, thinking, could she come back and accept the deal now? Maybe the prosecutors took it off the table. I do believe they have the right to do that. But we think if she'd have taken it, she probably would have had less than 10 years left in jail. She's facing second-degree murder, which is 22.5 years to life. Now, let's talk about second-degree murder versus manslaughter. The first thing that came to my mind was, wait a minute, isn't manslaughter a lesser charge? Wouldn't the state have been able to prove her guilt much easier if they'd gone with manslaughter versus second-degree murder? Well, maybe not necessarily. Generally, proving second-degree murder is considered harder than proving manslaughter because second-degree murder requires an intent to kill or reckless disregard for human life, while manslaughter usually only needs to show a reckless act without the same level of intent or malice. So it makes it easier to argue and get a conviction on manslaughter versus second-degree murder. However, what makes this case so different, and I believe the reason that they did this was because they have the videotapes that show George in the suitcase begging Sarah to let him out and telling her that he cannot breathe. And she maliciously taunts him, slurring her words, very intoxicated, making him pay for some type of lesson that she believes he deserves. This led to his death. Therefore, them going after the second-degree murder is not as scary as you would think it would be. In most cases, you don't have a video of the person going through a slow death and the person who's charged on the cell phone holding up the recording, talking about it, and saying they know you can't breathe. They're glad you can't breathe. Not necessarily in those words, but you guys get what I mean. So, manslaughter, it usually involves a killing that occurred in the heat of the moment, like a reckless behavior. It's without premeditation or specific intent to kill. Now, the state is not saying that Sarah had premeditated any of this. In fact, they may even be going along with her story that George got in the suitcase because honestly, only Sarah and George know how he got in that suitcase. Everything that we've had come through the court dockets, interrogations, we're just not really sure of when Sarah's telling the truth and when she's not. I believe there are portions of what she says that are true. I just don't know how big those portions are. They've caught her in multiple lies already. The prosecution has even said a couple of things already that she said that they've already found to be untrue. So it's going to be an interesting trial. It is going to be a roller coaster of a trial. So with that being said, I do believe I've gotten you caught up and you are ready to watch the trial of State of Florida versus Sarah K. Boone. Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for being here. Let's get to it. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, October the 14th. We're on continuance number 17. 4 years, 7 months later. What do you think about that? Do you think it's going to happen? Jury selection is supposed to start today. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. I got a knock at the door. Who could it be? Who could it be?
Carrie.
Oh my goodness. Live from Florida.
Hi, chat.
It's Florida PI Sam. Yeah, we wanted to surprise you guys this morning. She got her, well, when did you get internet this morning?
When I woke up, I had it. When I went to bed, I had electricity. When I woke up, I had internet.
Who said, Rita said you're a survivor. She's a survivor of Hurricane Milton.
Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah, for sure. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for all your messages on the community post. I read them. I really appreciate it. It was so nice. I missed you all. I missed Carrie. I missed air conditioning.
I don't think you got too much of I guess you got lucky. Tampa got lucky compared to what some of the other ones went through. But I noticed that a lot of the, I don't know, like Siesta Key, ton of damage. But that's where the eye hit.
Yeah, that is where the eye hit. Tampa is damaged, but not in the sense that they thought that we were going to be basically really underwater. But to drive around, like I haven't driven much because the traffic lights have been out, but to drive around, it's messy out there. It's really messy. It's the trees. In the let me clarify. I live in an older section of Tampa, So not everybody has been so great about maintaining their trees, and it's not the power lines, it's the trees that fall on the power line. So that's what they've been working on. It's even Walgreens was on a generator the other day. It was so hot in there, but they were doing their best. Good
We got
morning,
something.
guys.
We got
Hi.
something coming in from Court TV.
Okay.
That process.
Ma'am, are you ready for trial?
I am.
Is there anything else you would like to bring to my attention at this time?
No, please, but if I may have water, please.
That's something I got to address with corrections during a break, ma'am. Thank you. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and ask the state to bring in our jury. Before we bring them in, I'm going to ask the parties to reverse their positioning to be on the other side of defense counsel's tables, please.
This is last week, yeah?
Yeah.
At the table there, staring right into the gallery as the potential jurors are going to be seated in the gallery and being questioned by the attorneys. The projected time frame is a day or two. They're thinking opening statements may start on Wednesday. Now, she's accused of zipping up her boyfriend, Jorge Torrez, in a suitcase and leaving him to die. And she's claiming self-defense and trying to include a component of battered spouse syndrome. Let me bring back in my criminal defense attorney experts, Jessica Mashali and Ryan Tutera, to unpack all of these things.
Replay, guys. This is a replay.
At these prospective
Is
members
this a
of the
replay?
jury, a lot of people are going to,
Interview?
oh no, is she
This
going to
interview might not be, but the courtroom footage definitely was.
difficulty when you have a really tough client and you want the jury to like them, and even if you're likable, and you are, sometimes the rough client can be a problem. What's that like?
It's terrible, Julie. It's a distraction, and it gets it really gets in the way of what you're there to do, and that's to select the best jurors that are going to be sitting in judgment of your client. When you're fighting or you're shown with being difficult between your client and yourself, that's not helpful to the defendant, the client. I try to tell clients this all the time when we're going to jury selection. They watch everything. Juries, and jurors, they watch every single thing that's taking place during jury selection. And when you're sitting at the table, just, listening to testimony, they're watching you. So if you have a defendant or a client who's being, disagreeable and it's palpable, that's not a good set of conditions to be picking a jury in.
Not at all. And I love how you put that in. It's palpable. I mean, because we feel it through the TV screen some days. My goodness. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to get to a clip on something she did the other day. But first, I want to tackle the battered spouse syndrome component of self-defense that she wants to assert here with Jessica Mashali, who masterfully put this forward in Marsha Thompson's trial and won. We broadcasted on Court TV. You were sensational, Jessica. I said we got to get her on as an analyst after that. So tell me, a different defendant, obviously very different set of facts. Is this going to fly?
Thank you so much, Julie. I really appreciate it. No, it's not. And the biggest reason is that Sarah Boone is saying that she fell asleep. There is a very strong defense for Sarah Boone. I know she's not liked. We don't like her. This case is kind of terrifying and strange. But legally, there is a very strong defense for her, and it's not battered spouse. And I bring this up a lot, which is that when you lose credibility with the jury, you lose a lot. And so when you try to throw defenses out there that don't fit or don't make sense, it harms your case. It harms your case a lot, more so than just not saying it. So if Sarah Boone was engaged in some sort of sex game and she was having fun and the two of them were drunk and choosing to be there, and then she fell asleep, right? That's not murder. But to say now that she was asleep, but she was also defending herself, takes away a lot of credibility from the defense. It just doesn't make any sense.
Boy, Jessica, I love how you explained that. Thank you so much for that. Ryan Tutera, I've got a clip for you. So this was last Monday when the judge was asking Sarah Boone's ninth defense attorney about their witness list. And she throws him under the bus and gives him the stink eye. Let's take a look.
In your conversations with your attorney so far, and the witnesses that they intend to call in a case, should you choose to put one on, are there any witnesses that you wanted to call or want to be as witnesses that your lawyers have not listed?
I'm unaware because I don't know what the list is.
Okay, all right. We will circle back and readdress that.
Okay, so that was lovely, and her counsel explained to the court that they're trying as best they can to locate all of the people she wants located for trial, but some of them are just unreachable, is how the lawyer explained it. And she sat there, with this look on her face. She looked mad as a hornet. Ryan, back to you. The same thing. Her demeanor. In these lawyers, my gosh, they've all been incredible, and none of them have been right, according to her. She hasn't gotten along with any. I don't even know if they're going to last. Your thoughts on her and the way she's treating her attorneys as we're going into this?
Sure, Julie, I just want to back up and just compliment Jessica on her analysis about battered spouse syndrome. That's absolutely correct. And I think that that's not going to work in this case. But to your point, Julie, who knows why she's doing what she's doing? The cynical side of me says that she's setting this up for some sort of post-conviction ineffective assistance of counsel claim, by saying these things on the record. When we're going into jury selection, she's placing these things on the record to try to demonstrate that there's, a lack of effective communication between herself, and her counsels. I can't imagine, any seasoned counsel not sharing or discussing, with their client prior to voir dire who the witness list or who's going to be on that witness list. That just doesn't make any sense. And, the track record having, according to your reports, 9 separate, different attorneys throughout the course of this case just shows that she's potentially a difficult person and personality to deal with. And unfortunately, we've all been there, especially if you take court cases.
Exactly. That's how you get to be a high-profile attorney like yourself. You take the tough ones, and you both are, and you know what it's like to have the media coverage. And hopefully, she will listen to her attorney's advice with the cameras watching and do exactly as her counsel says. He's an excellent attorney, and hopefully he lasts through the trial. We're going to have to say a big thank you and goodbye to you both and let you get to court today. Big thank you to attorneys Jessica Mashali and Ryan Tutera for all their time and expertise. We'll see you both here soon, and we'll be talking more about Sarah Boone. And if you like this episode of Opening Statements, friends, watch it again.
Okay. Her full pioneer woman. That's funny.
I know.
Irene, that's funny. No, so the closed captioning thing, I have it on. I don't know how that works exactly when it's on a live stream. I don't understand it. But
I don't think that you or I can be closed captioned. If Court TV is offering them, that's one thing, but I don't believe that we're capable of that, to my knowledge.
I'm going to put this on a small feed for right now, just because. Oh, where'd you go? Hang on.
I'm still here, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know where you went. You're here, but I don't see you on screen. Hang on. Please hold.
Mm-hmm.
Please hold. I want to fix this. I don't like that. I don't want the big screen to be so big because we want to just watch it in the small. There we go. Hang on. I'll watch it right there. Oh, Sam, you know what? While you were out, I wanted to show you something. I want to talk about this plea thing because I'm worried that there might be something going on here with it. But while you were gone, something did occur on my channel, and I thought you should see it.
Okay.
Let me pull it up real quick.
I'm starring some of your questions, guys. I'll answer them in a minute. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Mackenzie, it's me. Hi, I'm back.
Sarah went to Glamour Shots.
There was such a hubbub. I did see this. Yeah.
There was such a hubbub over her hair and makeup and her clothing and everything. I thought, well, God, I can't not do something here. So yeah, I put her in a Glamour Shots from 1980 something.
It doesn't even look like her though, does it?
I think it does.
I would never know that was Sarah, but I saw you do that. I thought that was pretty funny.
It's her face. So anyway.
Much younger. Is that her younger self or is that a hungover self?
That's when she was first arrested. But the rest of it, it's just her face clipped onto a glamour shot. Okay, so here's what I wanted to ask you about this plea deal that was rejected last week.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
crazy.
I want to ask about with a plea deal. Could they could come back? I mean, it's up to the prosecution. They could come back and offer her a plea at this point, right?
Right. So they went on the record that they'd offered her a plea. They went into the details of what that plea was and asked her about it in court, and she said that she had refused it. So now the question I have seen, I think I even saw that day in the chat, is what happens now? Only the state can offer a plea. So the plea can say, sorry, that window has closed. We're not going to do that anymore. Or they can say, yeah, the plea is still on the table. So it's up to them.
Do you think the prosecution would allow her to come back if she came back to this morning and said, I've decided to take a plea? That's why we're here this morning, you guys, in case that happened. I wanted to be here in case they showed any feed from the courtroom. Yes, it's jury selection. They're probably not going to show a majority of what goes on today if they're going into jury selection, but what they do show us, we can watch it this morning real quickly. So I don't expect today's going to be a really long live, but just an FYI and heads up. Okay, I forgot what my question was. Did you
whether there's still a plea? And again, that is completely up to the state. Completely up to the state. They can say, yeah, it's still on the table, or no, I'm sorry, Your Honor, there is no plea offer at this time.
I guess they would. I would think, and I've heard before that like the prosecution would consult the family of the victim, so they would talk to the Torrez family and say, "What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you guys? Do you want us to do that?" I guess that's why they would have offered it in the first place, maybe, huh?
The family plays a big part in whether the case goes to trial and whether the state drops charges, whether the state offers a plea. Like they don't have to, but I feel like it's courtesy and expected and sort of, I don't know if it's a written rule here in Florida, but that happens a lot. That deference is given to the family. So if they were to offer her that, my guess is that the state would have talked to his family to make sure that they weren't going to have a big issue with it.
Well, and I don't know if we really touched on this as much. We talked about it, but I guess I didn't catch this. You probably did. So she's up for second-degree murder, you guys. But the plea deal they offer was manslaughter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, we talked about the differences. I mean, you're looking at 22 plus years versus 15 plus years. So that's why it was a lesser sentencing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If she takes the plea, she's accepting that 15 years. Cranick doesn't have any involvement whatsoever in regards to how much time she spent in jail, correct?
Correct. So she accepts that 15-year sentence. She can say in her judgment and sentence, she gets time served. So we were doing some math, which we all know is not my strong suit, but I believe the number I sort of came to chat agreed to some sort is around 8-ish years, maybe even less, because she gets time served,
which is 4 years and 8 months at this point.
So right, and then for every 4 days served in Florida, like beyond that, so when she goes in, you get 1 day called gain time. So it kind of works out to like 85% of what's left. So you take 85% of 11. Again, math, y'all. Can't do the math. No, she has not accepted the plea deal to our knowledge. She rejected it on the record, which means that for now, that issue is off the table. The judge can't say you have to offer a plea, state. The judge can't do that. The state has all the power. They're the prosecution. They decide what charges are brought and when, and they decide whether a plea will be offered or not. So they don't have to keep that offer open.
I'm going to pull up. I'm going to pull up the latest on Twitter just so we can be kept up to. Date.
Yes, Sojourner, you're right. 85% regardless of game time. So she has to serve 85% of her sentence. You guys, I can't explain math very well at all. So just know that she would not serve 15 years. That would not happen. And Sunset, you're correct. Florida does not have parole.
Ooh. Y'all should see this picture on Twitter of her. It's bad. Oh, Trial TV Live. They're doing they're not watching. They're streaming Leilani Simon's trial today. Let's see what Julie's going to say here. Hang on. I love Julie. Nope, they're talking about the other trial. Okay. If Court TV comes back on and they start talking about Sarah Boone, we're going to flip back over to that just so you guys know we're not going to miss anything. But no, Trial TV Live, they're doing a fundraiser to send Jules, one of their peeps, over to Orlando.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was funny. Oh, I said we should send Cookie.
Yeah. On a more serious note, people,
Yeah.
please stay out of Florida right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Good luck finding a hotel room. People have already been killed in traffic accidents. It's a mess. Please postpone your vacation and stay here with us and live stream.
Never make a reservation for September in Florida.
October.
September, October. Just stay away from Florida altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Pick another time. I don't see anything from Law and Crime. Usually the chick from Law and Crime is up there at the courthouse. She hasn't put anything up yet. So when she does, I will put, and I'm going to say her name once I find it. Thank you very much. I forgot her name.
I have
she's
no
here
idea.
Somewhere. Okay. Really quickly. So a lot of people are worried she's going to come back and be offered another plea deal this morning and that she's going to take it.
Okay. Again, that is 100% up to the state. Prosecutors have a lot of power, so much power. You guys don't even realize. I didn't either till I read a book called Ghetto Side, which was very eye-opening. As of what we saw before everything shut down for the storm, was they had offered her 15 years on a manslaughter charge. She said to the judge she rejected that plea. So unless the state says, Your Honor, we're keeping that offer open, that's done. And we move on to trial. Judge can't say, prosecution, you have to offer her a plea. Judge can't do that. So it's completely up to the state. Sarah can't come back and say, well, I want a plea now. State can say, sorry, you had your opportunity, you lost it, now we're going to trial. They can say, okay, if you want to take it, fine, we'll do it. But they don't have to. Yeah, it would be MT Cason, says that if it were off, it would be a court. It has to happen in court. So no matter what happens, we're going to see them come back on the record live and, put everybody's names, the date, time, whatever is happening, that's going to be on the record. So can the judge refuse the plea? Maybe. I think that's possible. I don't want to say 100% for sure. But I forgot what I was going to say. I started somebody's question and I don't know where that went. Oh, duh. Sorry, guys. Oh, look at all your new members, Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know. This is the one I wanted to answer. Alpha to Zeta rhymes with crime said at Sam PI, can she take an Alfred plea? Now, I honestly don't know that we have that here. And I think one of the more famous cases is the one they did the documentary called The Staircase. And
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
That was Florida?
No.
Oh.
He's in North Carolina, I think, or the Carolinas. I don't know that we have that here. I would have to look because I don't remember learning that in school or have ever seen it in the last 9 years. How does she not know what the witness list is? Jenny Reisinger says. She just wasn't. If you're referring to the clip from last week, her counsel did. She just hadn't seen the final. What is Dr. Pepper? Is it like a cola? Yes, it's like a cola. It's got kind of a weird taste. Sorry, Michelle asked that, and I thought that was hilarious.
That's funny. Where are you at, Michelle? Where are you coming in from? That's funny.
Cova 42. If they go to trial, she gets 22 and a half or more, but that includes time served. Yeah, usually they will give you, like, if you've been in the county jail for 4 years, that will knock 4 years off. Mark gifted 5 new memberships, Carrie.
Mark.
Thank
I've got to,
you.
let me recognize, we got a bunch of new members in here.
I know, there's a list up here.
I'm sorry, you guys. Thank you, Mark. My little favorite person I love to harass.
He loves to harass you right back.
Michelle, Michelle, she got a koala. She's Australian. I'm pretty certain.
At KPM says, the jury doesn't advise any sentence guideline, just the verdict they hand down. The judge decides how long she's locked up. So absolutely, KPM, that's correct. The jury has no say whatsoever. They don't know. Actually, they are never, ever told, unless it's a death case, they are not told what her sentence possibilities are. They just find guilt or not guilt. And then they are released. And the judge does decide, but that 22 and a half year baseline, we talked about that before. Florida has sentencing guidelines, and which means we have a score system here. And so different crimes score out differently, right? The higher the numbers, the more time you're going to serve. Judge can't go below that. So in Sarah's case, judge said 22 and a half years were her guidelines.
Speaking of sentencing, Judge Kranick, somebody asked this question earlier in the week, and I did make a note of it, and I did find out that, so Kranick's orders, he's going to be the one who decides if she's responsible or how much she is responsible for reimbursing the court back, JAC back. But if she took a plea deal, would that still be the same case? Would she still be responsible for, would he still come in and say, okay, yes, she's going to accept the plea deal, but she has to pay this much back for all the costs involved in the case? They can still do
that's
that?
part of it. That's part of it. They will file at the end, whatever the end is, they'll file a detailed judgment and sentence that lays out absolutely everything, including any money that she is told to pay back, which may or may not.
Have you talked to Billy over the weekend? I guess you've been out. Sam was trying to preserve her phone battery, so she hasn't really talked to a whole lot of people while she was been out of power.
I have not. Billy originates. I got power back last night. Billy originates out of Lakeland. They were hit pretty hard. I don't know how he fared, but if he's capable of being there today, if there is something today, he will 100% be there. I know it for a fact. Okay, so True Crime Beat says Florida does have Alford Police. Okay, good to know. I'm always learning. I will say that here, I live in the Tampa area, and almost all of my cases I work on, almost all of them, but not all, are in Hillsborough County. I've yet to see an Alford plea. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but I've yet to see one.
I want to thank you to everyone who's becoming members. So kind of you guys. I know a lot of you guys, well, not these. I think these are people that weren't gifted. These are people that just signed up. So that's awesome. Try to do some live streams for you guys. Maybe I was thinking about trying to do some live streams where we could possibly get together and, I don't know, talk about the case, get some people, more people up on panel. I really enjoyed all of you guys coming up on panel recently.
That was fun. Bama says, at Florida PI, Sam, is there anything you need? Can we do anything for you? No, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I was about to lose my sanity. I mean, I know that I got away fairly unscathed. I mean, my ceiling is a sieve, but I did not sustain the kind of damage most people did. It's just exhausting is all when
you have no power.
You have no power. Yeah, because you're playing roulette with ice in the freezer, trying to mop up leaks. trying to charge devices. I need a new phone because my phone is not holding a charge, or a new battery, one of the two. But thank you, Bam. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's I think when I had, I want to say it was over a week. It might have been 2 weeks that I went without power during one of the storms a couple of years ago in Florida, and it's the after where like I literally, like, I'm a strong person. I'm very independent, but after several days, I just went in. I broke it down into tears after a bit because I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I went over to a complex. I don't know how. I think I found them on social media. It was a complex where there, people that live there, they just didn't have a whole lot of money. And I don't even remember how. It has to be Facebook that I saw this on. There were children, younger children that needed help and stuff. So my neighbor and I started going and grabbing things and taking them over there, and that helped me take my mind off of myself. So it actually it turned into a good thing by helping other people. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for
I
sure.
mean, literally, I was taking cold showers. It was so freaking hot. I took cold showers and enjoyed them.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I got really, 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 really lucky is that the temperature dropped drastically. So thank goodness for that, because being hot and the air not moving and all the things is miserable. Ginger Snap says, how's your cat doing? Imagine it was traumatic for animals. So
Henry.
he was chief leak spotter because he tried to attack the drips as they were coming down from my ceiling. So that was super helpful. He was fully participating. And I have a balcony outside of a wall of sliders. I turned on a light out there that I don't normally turn on in the dark so that he could watch what was going on. And it was like I swear to God, Carrie, that storm seemed to last forever. I've been here 20 years. I don't remember one that I have been in the path of that went on for as long as that. It was not till 2 o'clock in the morning that it stopped. I have little video clips. Maybe Carrie can put them somewhere for you guys to take a look at. They're short, a couple seconds here and there.
Yeah, I'll put them. I'll have to pull them up, get them off my phone onto my computer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so thank you guys though for asking about me and my cat and everything. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
Reese B says, I'm gonna get to Buzzman Jr. Hang on a second. She says we need a cookies chatter segment. We have a cookies corner that we've been doing two times. We've had two different ones on him. So I actually have a playlist now for Cookie. So you can go over and get that. Buzzman Jr., when will they go over the motion in limine? That's a Sam question.
If it hasn't been decided, they will do it probably before jury selection.
Well, and that's what I was hoping, if they got together between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock this morning and did anything in the courtroom, we would be able to see it. Like, they would be streaming at least that portion before they started in with jury selection. But obviously, Court TV is on this Georgia case.
Yeah, I'm looking on YouTube. It does not look right now like anybody but us is even talking about this case. So in Tampa, our courts are still closed. Somebody asked what my cat's name is. His name is Henry.
Henry.
Thank
you, Tina P, for gifting 5 memberships. Tina she's been really helpful in this case. She's over in Florida. She was going to go to the trial, but because of the storm and everything, she's decided not. Let's go back over here and see if Julie's going to say anything about this case.
On Friday. Now, both of her boys deny having any part in this. And they both painted a picture of their dad living a miserable life with their mom.
Ooh, I have not been watching that. Have y'all been watching that trial? Not
I
me.
have not. I don't. This is a new one for me.
I'm tired of looking at this woman's face already. That's mean, I know, but. All right. Sam, go through and take off the star of all the chats you've already answered so we don't get confused.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I just don't want to get confused.
I'm still waiting for my brain to kick back in to like work. Let's see. I hit
Oh,
that.
I was gonna also tell you guys, I checked the docket this morning. There's no no docket updates. So let me check one more time. Let me do a refresh and just double check for everybody. We weren't certain they were going to be streaming anything today. Last Monday, Court TV. Oh, there is something new here. But it looks like it's just a provision of witness list. Last Monday, they showed us bits and pieces in the courtroom, and we were hoping that we would at least get some of that from Court TV today. So we might. We're going to stay on for a little while, see how it goes. I've got lots of other things for us to watch and discuss until then. And if you guys let me know in the chat, Georgia has that trial starting today with Leilani Simons. And oh my goodness, that trial. I remember when that case occurred, and I remember all the YouTube hubbub about it. It was a sad, sad case. I really wanted to watch and follow that one. But if y'all want to go over there and watch it, we can. But I just don't want to jump off from Sarah. I would, if we did that, what I would tell you is we can watch that together. And then if something happens with Sarah, we're going to break into Sarah. We're going to interrupt whatever we're watching on the Simon case and break into Sarah. But they have completed their jury selection already. So I guess I could put a poll up for that.
My court is still closed today, and they said that jurors do not need to report today and tomorrow. They're in downtown Tampa.
Well, y'all got a lot more damage.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put this in the poll real quick.
I have to say this though, streaming YouTube was so until my power went out at 10:30. JB at Hey JB on WFLA,
Yeah.
they stayed in their stream center. You know, he sometimes does crime stuff too, but I really appreciated that. That was the first time I've ever had YouTube streaming like during a storm, and it was just nice because I was here by myself with the cat. And so that was really nice. I really appreciated that. And I was also, well, Carrie, you know, because you're on my group text, but I was directing my friends and family to look at local channels on YouTube because my mom was making me nuts with the CNN stuff. I was like, you gotta stop right now. I was at Publix, and she's on my phone, and I was like, look, Milton right now is not stressing me out, but you are. So I'm going to need you to calm down. I'm watching everything. I'm hearing all the things. I understand. Been here a long time. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Delphi jury selection starts today. I didn't realize that was ready for trial.
Is that trial going to be streamed though? Because I was hoping it was, but I heard it wasn't.
I don't know.
Somebody in the chat will know. Delphi jury selection starts today. Yeah, I would love to know I would love to follow that one too. It is a big week for true crime. That's what I was thinking. Like, if we, there's not gonna, because like last week it was nothing but Sarah Boone all over the place. Everybody was doing Sarah Boone, and I was thinking, well, because of these other cases coming up, no streaming. Yeah, that sucks. Hey, JPC.
So, P. Lola's mom makes an excellent point, which is just because the courthouse is functional does not mean that all the people that were summoned for jury duty, not only for Sarah's case, but for any case this week, are one, still in the area, because a lot of people left. Some people from here have evacuated to Orlando, and then that got messy real fast. So people may have sustained damage to their house. There were something like 38 tornadoes. That was crazy. Tornadoes did just an absolute ton of damage that was sort of brought on by the hurricane, but not the hurricane.
Thank you for letting me know, Scissors, that we just got a tweet from Law and Crime.
Okay.
Let me see. Kathy Rusin. Is it Russin or Rusin? Thank you for letting me know that. Jury selection begins this morning after a delay due to the hurricane and Sarah Boone trial. It will likely take several days to seat a jury. We are not allowed to broadcast jury selection. We knew that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to stay on this.
Hey, Lola's mom says, my friends in Florida went to Georgia, came home to no house. They don't care about anything else. Of course not. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wonder if that is going to, of course, when you pull in jurors like that, that's why he didn't want to pick anybody yet. I mean, that makes total sense.
Yeah,
Before you
that's what I
even
was thinking
started
last
with
week.
that.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, let's start from scratch because you don't know whether if those people are displaced or not.
Right. Or whether they're in an area, they may be in their homes, they may be without power and water and all the different things. So yeah, jury duty is not going to be high on anyone's priority. And our courts, have been closed for a week now, which I was just texting with one of my colleagues about an upcoming sentencing we've got, and whether that will go forward or not, because I need more time now.
Oh yeah. Kent, the reason that we were talking about Leilani Simon in Georgia, her just had the jury seated already, so they're ahead of the Sarah Boone trial. We weren't speaking of Sarah Boone. Looking at the poll that I just put out there for everybody. God bless you, Frankie. My baby sneezed. Oh, it's tough. It's a tough one. It's a tough call. I'm going to hold out for right now. We've got 202 votes, and only 52% say yes, watch it. 48% say no. I'm going to hold out for more votes and see if that goes any, because that's a tough call. I was hoping there would be like
Right.
an overwhelming difference between what you guys wanted to do. I had something here that I talked about last week, and let me play the Judge Cranick thing really quick. I know we've played this before already. I want to play it again, though, just so those that are new, that are coming in, that have not seen it, know exactly what Judge Cranick's plans are for jury selection.
Okay. So this is going to be a replay, guys. Replay.
Yeah, this is a replay, and this is super quick.
Can one of the mods put replay in the chat for the next minute or so?
I don't know what people know about time and other causes.
Oops, sorry.
I don't know what people know about this case. So my intention is to run 50 people in the morning. So I'm just letting y'all full disclosure here, what my thoughts are. 50 people in the morning, get rid of language, get rid of cause. And if those persons who don't know anything about this case, I'm going to ask them to come back either Tuesday or Wednesday. And then we're going to run another 50 at 1:30. Get rid of our cause challenges, those who can't be here for 2 weeks, those who've just recently given birth, all the statutory cause reasons that they can't be here. I'm going to ask them to come back. And if we've got 40 people, 50 people at the end of Monday, we'll start Tuesday and we'll start whittling it down. And I can turn over when I'm done with my colloquy, my voir dire is about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then I'll turn it over to the state and I'll turn it over to you and we can whittle it down from there. But if it takes us more time to get a sufficient panel because of the amount of time and other causes or preconceived notions about this case that can't be set aside, we may not be picking a final jury until Wednesday in this case. I'm just telling you what I've been working with jury services, that I've got 50 people teed up for 9 a.m. I got 50 people teed up for 1:30. And that will continue throughout the week. It's easier for me to say, we don't need you, go home, you don't need to show up for jury service, than it is, I need bodies and we don't have them. Now, if we're able to get a jury in one day, fabulous.
So that's that.
That was the original plan. I imagine he's going to attempt to do the same thing, but I don't know what's going on over there in Orange County. So the courthouse may be functional, jurors may not be. It's just going to depend. And I know that lots of people are super, super anxious for this trial to start. You guys have been waiting and watching. I understand that completely. But this state was hit hard, really, really hard. And we have to have a little grace and a little patience because it's not just about Sarah. There's a lot of other people involved. Michelle says, "Can we do a poll for outfit color?" So I asked Billy about that. I was like, "What's up with the top that matches the uniform?" And he said,
He didn't know.
"No." Well, he said James picked.
Did he?
Yeah.
I was thinking that he would have his consultants do it. You know, the girls that
The
might have a
female,
little bit more
yeah.
information
No, I
about that.
totally thought that too.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Michelle, for super chat. Yeah, I would have thought that he would have had, or maybe if he did pick it, the girls are like, let us do it on Monday. Let us do this next time. Okay, you just stay right there.
Maybe, yeah. I just saw somebody addressing something about hurricanes. I also want to point out super quick, and I'll stop talking about it. This was our third hurricane in the last 2 months and our second in 2 weeks. So there was a Hurricane Helene that hit Florida, not my part of Florida, but hit Florida 2 weeks before this one did. So it's messy here right now. And yeah, Cookies Corner, that's going to be fun. He's the best. I enjoy listening to him for sure.
I have something here from James Owens I thought you guys might want to watch. While we wait for, I'm waiting for until this poll gets a little bit better. I'm not doing. We've got 305 votes and it's 52 to 48%. We need more votes. Let me play this for
Let's
you
vote,
all.
guys. Vote, and also, will you like the video? Please give a thumbs up. And don't be mad at Florida. It's not our fault.
Why is this doing this to me? Why?
Because it's technology.
Okay, so I'm doing a little digging. I wanted to look at the reviews under James Owens' attorney at law firm. Hang on. Now this one is from...
There's a
I don't
poll on
understand.
YouTube,
There it is.
P-Lola's mom, apparently. I can't see it in StreamYard.
Yeah, there's a poll in the chat if you want to vote. This is my... I went over and reviewed James Owens. Okay, so I'm doing a little digging. I wanted to look at the reviews under James Owens' attorney at law firm. Now this one is from talking about the Sarah Boone case. I'm going to ignore that. This person gave him 5 stars, said he went above and beyond. This person's talking about Sarah Boone. Now this guy gave him 1 star 3 weeks ago. Says, spoke with him about a DV case back when I was living in Santa Rosa. He seemed more like a used car salesman instead of a lawyer. Went with a more established firm and got a fantastic outcome. 100% would not recommend. This was also 3 weeks ago. Didn't want to speak with me in person, so he never heard all of my story. Too many clients so he can make more money. He's a dollar store lawyer. Something about a plea deal. Okay, this is new. It says, do not hire this man. All he is going to do is make you take a plea deal. Probably PTI make you pay more money after all the money you paid him in case you had to go to trial, which you were not. Message me, I'll explain. Don't waste your hard-earned money on this incompetent, unprofessional guy. You will be pushed to take a plea deal. You will have to do the job his investigator should be doing. You will write up your own defense. He's unprofessional and inconsiderate. I would never wish this horrific representation and waste on my worst enemy. People just want an attorney that they can trust to do the job they are paid to do. I hope this helps someone find an actual good attorney. Ooh.
Wow.
This is a good one. It says, I'm very impressed and have recommended Mr. Owens to several other people. His reputation as an attorney is excellent and his rates are very reasonable. When I became his client, I knew I was in great hands. I highly recommend Mr. Owens for your legal needs. What'd you do, Gloria? Another 5. I was very impressed with his performance and attention to detail. He shows concern. I highly recommend Mr. Owens. No disappointment. This is a ministry. James is my go-to guy when I'm in a pinch. He's a local boy that has made a name in this area. He's a local boy who has made a name in this area and knows who needs to be known around here, if you know what I mean. He shoots you straight and gets results. He has great relationships with all sides of our judicial system and is definitely our local for the people criminal defense attorney. The furthest thing from a crook. Look a lot like a lot of other lawyers. One whom actually doesn't mind earning his check. Thanks, James. Much love. That sounds like a friend writing that. Good old boy.
And
Good old boy.
100%, that's a good old boy review.
Over 30 years law experience. I think he summed it up when he told me I was paying him to worry about our case, so don't stress over it.
We have a
Wow,
comment
really
in the-
appreciated the conversation to educate me about the scenario and options to help out my friend. If I need a defense attorney, Owens is the man. These are all so professional.
Oh my gosh.
Excellent
Are they
service, reasonable
recent?
priced, and actually takes time to get to know you and not just some case. Actually takes the time to get to know you and not just some case. Great and experienced attorney. And to a friend. Best in the area. James rocks. Honorable and seasoned litigator that believes in the justice system for everyone.
Are they recent?
I know this. These were, I don't think they had the date on them. Well, no, they do have the date on them. I went through there weren't that many. I went through all the reviews that were there. Person from my channel. Now I know why I get the responses I get from them in the comments. After a year working on my case, I was informed that he was closing the office to work on this murder case in Orlando and that I would need to find another attorney. I'm trying to get my records and all that we've done because we were towards the end of my case and I'm having a hard time getting them. Very disappointed. I'm an existing client. Don't feel like I ever mattered. Damn, Jennifer. That is some BS. Because you know what, Jennifer? Your case wasn't high enough profile. This guy just put 1 star 3 days ago. MD put 1 star 3. I don't know if these are legit people, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Could be people from the Sarah Boone case. Oh, kicked his clients to the curb. He couldn't even refer them over to like a different... He could have referred them to like a local firm, somebody he knows, and given all the paperwork and everything over to the other firm, and just it would have been a smooth transition for the client. But no, he doesn't do that. So 23 reviews. He's got a 3.7 rating. I don't think that's that good.
I don't either for being in business as long as he has.
James. What were you saying?
For being in business for as long as he has been, to only have that many reviews and most of them not be great, that's not great.
Yeah. James. And then we're going to go over and watch his wife is a lot younger than he is. You know, when I first looked at this right here, I thought, this is not a good picture for an attorney's office.
Oh,
that was my
weird,
first impression of James Owens. And then I said, no, he seems like he's a good guy. He seems legitimate. I was kidding myself. If you're facing criminal charges, every second counts. While the prosecution is gathering evidence against you, you'll need an experienced lawyer who can defend your rights. Don't delay. Contact James Owens right away to hire a skilled criminal defense attorney. He'll stand by your side and fight tirelessly for the best possible outcome. Oh my God, best possible outcome. That sounds familiar. Or was it a successful outcome?
Best possible
outcome. So we're talking to
is
Mr. James Owens. Mr. Owens, you're a candidate for the, you are the current public defender and you're a candidate for the seat again this time. Talk about that job a little bit. Why is this job important? Why should voters care who gets into it?
Well, we handle a large caseload in our circuit, which is the 4 counties, Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton counties. We handle approximately 35,000 to 40,000 criminal cases a year. We represent people that can't afford a lawyer. The judge appoints our office. So we're a huge part of the legal system, our clients and our cases that we handle. So it is important for anybody that's voting to take part in deciding who should be the public defender, who should be the leader of that organization.
And of course, you're the current public defender. What made you decide to throw your hat in the ring again?
Well, you know, I ran in 2008, and I think we made a lot of strides. We changed a lot of things in the office. I think we were running more efficiently. We're saving tax dollars. We've got better lawyers who care about what they're doing, who care about their clients, and who want to do a good job. And I want to continue that. There's still work to be done, and there always will be. And I'm privileged to have the opportunity now, and I hope to have it again.
What kind of major challenges do you see going to hit this office in the coming years?
Well, of course, the budget. We've got to learn to live with less. Everybody knows that. And simply by restructuring, we've been able to do that. I've preached to the troops that, you know, when you're in a financial situation like this, that you concentrate on your core. And our core is having lawyers up in the courtroom handling cases. So we've focused our attention on getting more lawyers to handle the cases and cut costs elsewhere. We've reduced some other things to save money. At the same time, the other big issue is turnover. A lot of our lawyers start their careers with our office out of law school. They spend a short amount of time there, a year, maybe 2 years. They get some trial experience and then they move on. So it's constantly about teaching young lawyers how to be good public defenders.
And if you could just tell, you know, if you could talk to voters, what would you tell them? What makes you uniquely qualified for the position? Why should they vote for you, basically?
Well, I've got the experience of doing it for 4 years, and I believe our record is what I'm running on, which is running an efficient office, which is what I promised, saving tax dollars. We're operating now. We've saved $2.9 million in general revenue tax dollars over the last 3.5 years. We've collected more from the clients. We are allowed to collect a small portion. Our collections are up 75% from the previous administration. And like I said, I think we have provided or raised the quality of the services that we provide. All those reasons, I believe, the voters need to understand or why I should be considered for re-election.
Mr. James Owens, current public defender and candidate for the seat again. We thank you so much for talking to us this evening.
Thank you. I'm James Owens, your elected public defender. 4 years ago, I made a promise to run a more efficient office. I kept my promise by 1, saving $2.9 million tax dollars. 2, helping collect over $2.5 million from defendants. And 3, by cutting $200,000 in payroll, saving tax dollars and cutting wasteful spending. The job's not done. And our country is at a critical point. We need to reduce the size of government. And with your help, I will.
Oh, shut up, James. Such an idiot.
I know, he really is. Are you looking at the docket, Carrie?
Yeah, but I had
Is
it
there
pulled
a
up.
hearing set? Somebody in chat said there was maybe a hearing on the docket.
He did a witness list, a hearing. Yeah, Judge Cranett put hearing, but it just says it's got today's date, but I don't see any notes from it
No
or anything.
time?
No. Let me look down here. 10:14, 9 a.m. Which is
Okay,
what
we're
is what that would have been 42
ago.
minutes ago when it would have started. But the hearing is, I thought, oh God, it's supposed to be jury selection. Why would they be pulling a hearing?
Well, like I said before, so I think it's entirely possible that they bring on appearance, you know, maybe the judges in the courthouse, maybe the attorneys are there. I don't know. Maybe people are calling in from Zoom. They would at least go on the record and say, we are here on the record in the matter of Sarah Boone. We're scheduled for blah, blah, blah today. And due to whatever circumstances.
Oh.
They had started picking the jury last week, but Hurricane
This
Milton
is live right
delayed
here.
things.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Today,
interrupt
they're
you.
going to resume.
Wearing the same thing.
She's being unshackled, as we can see, and going to be seated there at the table with her attorneys to be
There's
very
Billy.
involved
I
in this
see him.
process. What's that going to mean? Well, we're going to periodically check in on this throughout the day as our TV cameras are filming the Suitcase murder trial.
Are we sure this is right?
Yeah, they're going to be coming back in throughout the day. I think that's why I wanted to be on here. What were you saying, Sam?
It looked exactly like last week.
It said it was. Well, she
Today,
said she was in the courtroom.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, she was in the same outfit. Well,
Exactly.
yeah.
I'm a little confused. That's all.
Maybe they don't have a live feed. Maybe she's just saying they've just entered the courtroom. I don't know. That's what she said. Didn't she say that? I thought she said that. They've just entered the courtroom. So
Possible.
maybe.
I think,
Well, you know what? You know how we'll be able to tell?
Hmm.
We'll be able to tell if her hair looks different.
That's true. Oh, that's funny. So they aren't filming jury selection, but they will go on the record to at least say whether or not jury selection is continuing, if they're going to continue with the process today. Again, I have no idea where all the jurors are. They could have scattered all over the state. Orlando was not supposed to get any storm damage. A lot of people from Tampa decided to evacuate to Orlando. Not sure that worked out as well as they would have hoped. So judge will at least come on the record and say, here's where we're at. Here's what we're doing. And if there is a motion in limine, as one of our chat members said, if there is a motion in limine, he may address that as well. But at least we should get a status. No, they will not air the actual jury selection.
Kathy Rusin from Law and Crime just tweeted that Sarah Boone has been brought into the courtroom ahead of jury selection. The first panel of 50 potential jurors will be brought in this morning. Today and tomorrow, potential jurors will be questioned about knowledge of the case and hardships for serving.
Okay, good. So hardships now, that's what's going to happen. People will talk about what's happened to them since the storm. Like I said, here in my county, the court website says they're closed today and no jury duty reporting for today and tomorrow.
She might wear the same outfit since the jury hasn't seen her in it yet.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Let me pull up Twitter on this computer. I've got it pulled up on my other computer. So, because they are showing a little bit of a feed, not a ton. Twitter, you guys, I'm not a Twitter person. I try so hard. My sister's so good at all that and Instagram, and I'm just not. I'll show you guys what she posted. Y'all hear my baby?
He's
panting. He does that. Some of it's anxiousness, and some of it is because I think he gets hot. He's such a big boy, but that's all they're showing. There's no volume on that, but that's what they just put up on for this morning. So I don't know. I didn't pay attention to whether the attorneys or anybody was wearing anything different.
Yeah, I can't tell either. That's her same outfit, though. Mr. Henderson was there last week, too.
Where's Beck at? Oh, I'm so happy I have all my attorneys all around me. They just love me so much. She's so full of crap. She's so full of crap, y'all.
Yeah, CB, that is Henderson in there with him. I've yet to see the other attorney. Ginger Snaps. Yeah, Ginger Snaps. I'm not sure if it's last week or not because she's wearing the same thing. So I'm confused as well.
I hope she's having a good day.
I do too.
Of course, her good days don't always turn out so good, do they?
No.
She's gonna be one of these ones that like I was thinking about this the other day. Kate, comparing her, like if you had to compare her to anybody, I mean, Casey Anthony stands out, and George Zimmerman stands out. Like if she were to get off, let's just say if she were to get off on all these charges, she would be one of those where stuff would happen. Oh, here we go. Let me go back to Julie.
Now we've got a friend of Scott Ferris on the stand. Scott Ferris is the son of both the defendant and the victim.
She's still talking about that other one.
Mm-hmm.
So, George Zimmerman got into all kinds of trouble after he was let off on the Trayvon Martin murder. And then you have, obviously everybody knows Casey Anthony, but you just kept hearing stuff that they got into, trouble that they got into after they were found not guilty. Well, did Casey Anthony spend any time? I can't even remember.
I
Didn't
have
she?
no idea. That was right when I was going to law school, and I was closing a business. I wasn't paying attention to criminal stuff then.
So yeah, I just thought that she's gonna get into something. She's gonna get into some kind of update on the docket. Order declaring defendant indigent for cost. Comments sent to PC. Okay, hang on. Let me update my docket. I saw the provision list, but the provision list doesn't. I mean, obviously, they still don't show that witness list. They won't show it to us because it's still kind of a gag order. Indigent. Order declaring defendant indigent for cost. I wonder, well, maybe they need some more money from JAC. That might be what that's about. Huh, Sam?
I'm surprised that's a new order, indigent for cost, because one is usually sufficient. Let me look at it.
Yeah, usually they do that when a new attorney comes on, right?
It shouldn't. I don't understand that. Let me look though. Let me look at it and see if I can tell.
You can. It's hard for me to make it any bigger on the screen.
I'm gonna pull it up on mine because I can't see. I'm on a laptop. I can't see.
Her outfit looks like the lady detective. Luna Cat. Thank you for the super chat, Luna Cat. Only for this trial after she was so lonely. Let's see.
Sent to PC.
They're back. Let me switch back over to this. No, they're not. My bad. That was something else. I got excited. We're going to stay on this feed, though, so we don't miss anything.
Order declaring defendant indigent for cost. Comment. So I don't think it's a new order, guys. It just says sent to PC, and right off the top of my head, I cannot think of who PC would be. But I don't think it's a new one.
PC is, I thought that, okay. PC.
So are we still waiting? You guys, my brain is mush.
I think we're going to have a mini hearing.
Yeah, I do too. I was just going to ask, has the state's motion in limine been ruled upon? I don't remember. And somebody was asking about that in chat. I don't see an order.
Yeah, I don't think they got to hardly anything they wanted to get to before. They did start jury selection, though. They were at the start of jury selection when they pulled everything last week.
People were probably freaking out. They may hear the motion in limine. I don't know. Like I said, I think he has to go on the record and say something.
So just bear with us, guys. I mean, until they start jury selection, I just want to keep the line open so that we can watch it if they do show anything in the courtroom. And then after we know they've started jury selection, then we can watch some other items and be more comfortable getting away from this Court TV live stream that they've got going on here.
Right. We're just trying to sort of ascertain what the status of the whole situation is. Are you checking Twitter, Carrie? Scissorman says Kathy has another update. I guess
Kathy,
I could go on Twitter. I suck with Twitter.
I'm on there. I'm looking to see if she's put anything new.
Thanks, Pink Pajamas. She's going to hang out with us for a minute. Appreciate it.
Here are some questions potential jurors will be asked per Kathy Rusin. Has anyone seen any videos about a man in a suitcase? Has anyone commented on social media about any videos of a man in a suitcase? Has anyone seen a video of Miss Boone being interrogated by police? has anyone commented on social media about Miss Boone being interrogated by police? And has anyone seen body-worn camera videos of Miss Boone speaking to police? I mean, that's going to be a lot. That'll...
If it was airing locally, if it aired locally on the news in Orlando, yeah, that could be an issue. Hi, Cher. She's listening and driving. Don't text and drive, love. Just don't do it. You guys are funny. You guys are funny.
Yeah, anybody that watches the news is going to have seen this.
Have heard this, yeah.
But there might be so many people that say yes. Okay, here's a... Let's just play. I'm going to play worst case scenario. A lot of people come in and say, well, yeah, I saw this or I saw that or I saw that. And they have so many people that say they saw portions of it. Then what do?
I don't know.
He might have to say, well what
then they
have to break it down to, well, what all did you see?
Yeah, that's it. Did the amount that you saw, or is it fair, bias, blah, blah, blah. You know, first they're gonna look for, you know, the straight up challenges, and then they're gonna give a lot of deference to hardship. Normally, if you try to get out of jury duty, they send you right back down to the jury pool. Like if you can't be a juror in the current criminal trial, the last ones I've been in anyway, they were like, oh, okay, you don't want to be on this jury panel? Report back downstairs. They'll send you to another courtroom. But here, you know, because of what we have been through, and we don't know, you know, a lot of lakes and rivers and things caused a lot of flooding. We just don't know where people are or what happened to their houses or anything like that. Or businesses having power or not being flooded and being able to do anything. So it's a lot. There's a lot to consider in terms of hardship this time around. That's not to say some people won't abuse that, but there's also a lot of us who are legitimately hit by the storm. Do they have to use her name when asking the initial questions? Well, it'll be on their jury summons, I think, or the questionnaire, one of the two, and it'll say State of Florida versus Sarah Boone, and then they may ask if they've ever heard the defendant. Can you hear that saw, Carrie?
No.
Let me know if you do, and I'll try to relocate myself.
A lot of chainsaw noise going over there, I bet.
Do you hear it though? Do you hear it?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay, all right. If you hear something, tell me, and I'll mute myself and move. So they will at least know her name. They have to, right? They have to say, have you heard of this case? So, yeah. Do you drink boxed wine? You guys are funny with your questions.
So you're, forgive me if I missed this. This is like a little form that they're having to check off, right? Is that what you were saying?
So yeah. So when they report to jury duty in the courthouse, they will, excuse me, they will be given a jury questionnaire, and they have to answer some basic questions about things. And those are then sent up to the courtroom. And the lawyers, I don't know if you guys caught it, but last week, Julie's
right
back.
now we're tracking 3 major cases for you happening around the country. So let's start in Georgia. We've got the opening statements underway for the much anticipated trial for Leilani Simon. This case is all about her son, little toddler Quentin Simon, found dead in a landfill. That case is kicking off today. In Florida, we've got the jury selection picking back up for defendant Sarah Boone in the Suitcase murder trial. And in Georgia, we've got the Burn Powell murder trial. It's really becoming quite a murder mystery. The defendant, Melody Ferris's daughter, is on the stand. We've heard already from her 2 sons. One of them is being implicated by her defense team, not by investigators, let's be very clear, but by her defense team. And now let's hear from her daughter, Emily. She just took the stand. Let's go in live.
How do you know the defendant in this case?
I'm going to dislike that case now because it's going to be.
Okay. Hey, Cookie. Are they allowed to go home at the end of the day? Yeah, so sequestration is, do you guys remember OJ? I've been talking about maybe, doing a new look at the OJ case. Those jurors were sequestered. They avoid that like the plague now. They really don't want to do that here. Jessica Lowe says, did I hear she sipped her son in a suitcase and got talked to by CPS? Yes, it was investigated. Brian was there. The kid was smiling. It was all fine. It wasn't like a thing. Let me see. That everybody's juror questions are hilarious. Jeannie says, Sam, are the potential jurors only from that county? Yeah, they should pretty much be from Orange County. If sometimes it can go out further than that. Federal cases will pull from like a general area surrounding counties. Scissorman, I don't think you can be on jury duty from Germany. You can be streaming juror. Let's see. You guys are hilarious. Okay. Oh, let's see. The Wizard of Ego says, confession. I have actually seen if I could get into a gym bag because I am tiny, but I was drunk at a party in 19. We all tried. I won.
Oh, that's so funny. I just read that as I was muted.
Sarah's drinking game did not go as well as the Wizard of Ego did. Let's see. Yeah, imagine being a juror and being exposed to this for the first time, Matthew Whitehair says. Exactly. Exactly. Do you think a person who always made straight A's could commit a crime? Apparently so. Please split screen Sarah and Detective Outlet. Thank you for your super chat, Lunacat. I leave all the tech stuff to Carrie because I mess things up when I start playing. So I just kind of come along and try to answer your questions. Let's see. So Yana is saying, Carrie, I just scanned back over the footage. What they showed was today. Sarah and team are dressed the same, but Billy Lane is dressed differently. Wow. LOL. I thought Billy's tie looked different, but I can't tell about the suit. Yeah, the suitcase video being played in court will be distressing, Wizard of Ego. I agree. It's distressing to watch. Ginger Snaps, I get your humor. I'm very sarcastic. I think I
Pinky,
get the Brit humor.
these poor jurors and what they're going to be going through, their hearts are broken when they see that video. I know it's going to be bad. It's going to be really sad for them.
Yeah.
I just hope that everything is seen that needs to be seen. I'm putting it in God's hands, but I just feel like there's no way around this one. Oh, Mackenzie's in. Mackenzie, I have a picture of you. Let me put it up real quick, you guys. She got a Cranic shirt from our merch store. Where's it at? Here it is. Cute. That's
cute.
Mackenzie.
That's so cute.
So that's our Cranic t-shirt. And you can get it at buymeacoffee.com/characters/extras. This is another of it.
Buttercup is asking, I'm late, but is Boone no sound? No sound right now, Boone. Or I'm sorry, Buttercup 203. They have just entered the courtroom. We haven't, Carrie's got the feed up and we haven't got anything yet.
Yeah, they're really weird about what they're going to be showing today because it's jury selection day. We're probably only going to get snippets here and there. I hope we get a feed like we did last week where we at least got to see them, talking in the courtroom. I think what Court TV does is they'll record it and then they'll clip it and then they'll show it. I don't think they're showing anything live. I don't think they're allowed to show anything live. They have to clip it.
Well, I don't know. People are saying, well, jury selection has been streamed from Florida before. I think that's up to the judge, honestly.
Yeah, it is up to the judge. And that's why they've already said, that's why they made that comment in Twitter that says that they will not be able to stream it. Oh, wait. Pack a light lunch, not a romantic partner. Oh my God. Michael.
Thank you for your super chat. Michael says sequestered jurors are asked to pack a light lunch, not a romantic partner.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's funny, Michael. Okay, Michael, I'm putting you in timeout. You go sit over there with Mark now. Oh.
So somebody, I believe it was Scissor Man, may have asked whether the entire interrogation is going to be shown. Yes, except for they won a very small redaction last week. Do you remember that, Carrie? It's a couple of pages that they're cutting out. It was like, yeah, sure, we'll give you that. It's nothing really.
Yeah. It's not
of any importance. Right.
It's the part where he said, you realize what you've done is you killed George. And she's like, I've thought about that. But that's at the end of the interrogation. It's not a huge portion. There's actually 2 pieces of it. But I wanted to clip that to show you guys. So I probably will. By tomorrow, I'll have a clip of to show you guys exactly what was redacted from the interrogation. Just that piece. So that you guys have a
says
visual.
It's the bit of wish tried to get the neighbors deported.
Yeah, it was that part too. Mm-hmm.
Throw your illegal immigrant neighbor under the bus because that will save you.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's anything we can do to deflect from Sarah. Let's do that.
Absolutely. Somebody littered, so she's definitely not. She's definitely not guilty of doing anything because somebody in the complex littered.
I was going to work on something like with her contradictions and whatnot, and I kind of sort of have done that. But then also I wanted to do something. Why is she the most hated person in true crime? I swear I think she is. She really is. She's one of them. She's hot. She's up there just because of the way she is. She's just, it's too much. It's just too much.
CB, thank you for your super chat. Just a reminder, it wasn't intentional.
Thank you, CB.
She's going to regret saying that because that just blew up her defense. This is going to be so interesting. I need the judge to at least rule on that motion in limine because that's huge right now.
Oh, they're going to, somebody put on Twitter that I bet she tries to take the plea deal right after jury selection.
It could be. Could be.
But once the jury's seated, that's it. She can't do none more, right? None more.
I'm sorry, ask that again.
I said once jury is seated, she can't do none more. That's
it.
Oh,
seated. Yes, correct.
Unless because they could offer something mid-trial, but they would do it outside of the jury.
Right. No, that would not happen in front of the jury. Exactly. Remember, I told you guys that there's a lot of stuff that that the jurors will not know. They will not see. there's stuff that just doesn't come in because of the rules of evidence. So,
They'll
and there'll
just
be a
come
lot
in
of
one morning.
arguments. Yeah.
They'll just come in one morning and we'll hear that there was a plea worked out. And yeah, we know about the sidebars and all those. Because I mean, I think most everybody here. I'm curious for y'all. Put in the chat how many trials that you have, because this is good for both Sam and I to know. How many trials have you watched all the way through, or how many trials have you, or how long have you been watching trials? Maybe that's a better question. How long have you been watching trials on TV? And while
Mel
y'all are
says,
doing that, I need to find out why Bruiser keeps fussing at me. One moment,
okay.
please.
Mel says, I hope the state removes that plea deal as of start of today. Mel, I think because it went on the record, it's off the table. They would have to agree to offer a new plea deal. She can't accept one she's already turned down. That's on the record. The judge read it or questioned her about it in court. So that one's done. If there is to be another plea, state has to offer it. Emma says that she suspects if Sarah thinks plea deal's her idea, she'll go for it. I don't know. I just think she really wants to go to trial. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Yeah, the plea deal can be left on the table for as long as the state wants, but she officially rejected it. So again, it's in the state's hands. They would have to then offer a new plea deal, basically. She gets no say in the jury. Well, her attorneys do. Her side does, so she can make input into jury selection. Jeannie, if Riesinger says since OJ, yeah, I think the sequestration in OJ made for that not to be a very popular choice. And I'm really interested in going back and going through that trial and seeing how it impacted all the trials we have today. That's what I was thinking I might do. Let's see. It's not over till the jury verdict, and sometimes that can be a shocker. CYK, I don't know how to say that. Psychic? Oh, psychic. Duh. You're exactly right. As one of my attorneys says, he has lost trials he should have won and won trials he should have lost. So you never know. Michelle has been watching since the death trial. That was interesting. Yana, watching since OJ, since before OJ. All right. Gypsy's mom since OJ. Scissor Man says for almost 3 years. Christine since OJ. So see, OJ started this. This is why I want to do. Carrie and I talked to you guys about this on another live stream about what I might do with Carrie as like on a PICM thing would be to kind of go back and look about how different things about OJ. Let's see.
Yeah.
Benjamin Kano says, Christine says, since OJ, my family got cable like a week before OJ. Been watching true crime since Casey Anthony Ginger Snap. Addie, from the first day of court TV 24/7 at the time. Drunky the Bear, 5 years. Let's see. Mari, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name, since 2019. El Gordo says, this is my first since Casey Anthony and George Zimmerman, and I was a kid back then. Okay. Mackenzie, I started watching them in February this year after I served on a jury and found the process fascinating. I've watched 6 or 7 full trials since then. Okay. Creative Minds, 2.5 years. Michael, what did Carrie ask? How long have you been watching trials? And how many have you watched? Julie Wilson got hooked after Jet 3 heard. Yeah, that derailed my life. I was looking for something to watch and stumbled across that and then didn't do any work for the entirety of that trial. Emwa, watching trials, not fair. Most were never on TV. But Jerry Rubin Chicago 7 was on TV every night in 1970. Okay, that predates me, so I don't know. Holly Tooker says, watching trials since the start of court TV, dozens. Smilola actually saw the Bronco with OJ in it live right by my job. Oh my God. I was watching that from Dallas, Texas. at SMU, where I went to college, was on the screen in a cafe I was sitting at. Since the lady let the guy she hit and got stuck in her windshield. That's, yep, so what says. I don't know that case, but that sounds terrible. Callie Slime Bucket. Which lady says OJ? All right. Angela Wood, new fan. Hello, welcome, Angela.
Okay, got a tweet in from.
Mhm.
I wanted to just give a shout out to West Coast Mesh Fighter,
He's one of our
WCMF.
subscribers.
Okay, well, thank you so much for all that you do with putting out me on Twitter. I just saw your tweet. Thank you so much.
Let's see. El Lozaroth says, started watching trials in the mid-90s. Louise Woodward was my first full trial. Don't remember that. Kathy, not, oh, I'm just not. Johnny Depp was her first. Janae says 3 years. Zakala since Depp. Angela Infante says forever. Sunset says OJ. Interesting, Carrie. Are you hearing this? That a lot of people started
Yeah,
watching it OJ. Yeah,
that's where.
I'm
Oh, wait, Julie's on.
okay.
That's why I was saying I didn't want. Oh, hang on.
Murder after her boyfriend suffocated inside of a suitcase.
I think she's just saying she's going to come on and talk about it after the break, is what she's saying. Hang on. Because I think she's going to commercial. Yeah. Live coverage today. So I think they're going to bring us something and we'll just sit back and wait. What were we just talking about? Oh, the
OJ.
No, everybody's knowledge. That's what Sam and I were talking about this the other day. It's like Sam said, I like to educate people on the trials and everything, but I don't want to make them I don't want to offend anybody because your people in your chat know so much already.
Yeah, I don't want to offend you at all about Sarah Boone, especially. But I am on the inside of a courtroom when a trial starts. And then, as you all know, I'm a criminal defense investigator. So I work on cases, including Sarah's.
And the legal thing, and the legal degree, just that little thing. But I was going to say, it's
Oh
like,
yeah, the law school,
law
school thing.
I said, well, it's okay to educate them. I said, but yeah, you just don't, it is a different level. It's not like somebody that's just starting to watch trials. Most of them know exactly what's going on. Hell, I've learned more from my viewers than I have from anything else.
I know, I'm learning a lot from him too. Okay, Marley Mum, been watching about 10 years ever since Karen Reed case. Oh, hubby since Karen Reed case. Got you. Jackie Hall, thank you. Says brilliant coverage. Watching you from London. Mel says she's been watching full trials for about 2.5 years. Thank you, Mark. Mark says, don't worry, Sam, we don't get offended easily. KPM says 1995. Some of you guys are really, really specific. Irene Calexico with the cute cat thing in your name. I watched clips of OJ and Menendez, not the whole trials. Carrie Ann since Johnny Depp. Olive Taylor Shabusiness, Alec Murdaugh, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, and Alec Baldwin Ross trials, and Karen Reed's trial. Watched
Well,
OJ too.
I heard the Baldwin trial was boring.
It kind of was until the prosecutor committed a massive violation, got the whole thing dismissed. That was Alec's trial, not the armorer's trial.
Gee, I wonder if that was planned.
Ginger Snap says, I watched OJ too, but it was Casey Anthony that got me into true crime. Bama. Hi, Bama. I have
not watched that trial. I have not watched the Casey Anthony trial.
Me either. And my mom was super, super into it. And that was right when I was moving from Fort Myers to Miami to go to law school. So I'm in IKEA trying to choose furniture. My mom is sat down on a couch in front of a TV watching Casey Anthony in the store. She's like, come back and find me. I'm like, all right.
Well, we were talking about the next couple of trials to look at moving forward. And I was thinking about I'd mentioned on there, and a lot of people had voted for Courtney Clenny, the OnlyFans model in Miami. But that trial's not going to be till next year. So it would be like we would start watching it and we would do updates and stuff. But I need like something that's coming up sooner. And I thought, well, maybe it would be a good time. Maybe we could do Casey Anthony. Might be a good thing for us to talk about over on your new podcast eventually. So
Yeah, I'm really interested though in seeing how OJ has impacted our trials today and what would happen if OJ had gone on trial today. And there was such a cast of characters there. There was Cato Kalin, Mark Furman, Judge Ito, Marcia Clark, bless her heart. She writes really good books right now. Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian. I mean, it was just such a thing. I
remember the judge emojis.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. Let's get you back into the courtroom now. Things are getting intense in Georgia in the burn pile murder trial.
Oh, for crying out loud.
A witness on the stand who's the daughter of both the victim and the defendant.
If it goes to Sarah Boone, I'm going to make the screen bigger, you guys.
Affair number 2 that her mother had while married to her father. Let's go back in.
That after they left, after the dinner, my sister was like, we need to tell Daddy. Like,
I thought they were going straight into Sarah after they came back from break.
Let's see. Tina P says, been watching since Menendez and OJ Simpson. Lost count how many trials. Please do not bite me, sir. I will feed you in just a second. What time does court start? Well, we think they've started. They're just not airing anything. CB, been watching since Jody Innocent Arias. Oh my God, she was crazy. Buzzman Jr. No, we do not believe that Kranick has ruled yet on Sarah's motion to eliminate. At least the last time I checked the docket like 5 minutes ago, the answer to that was no. Chat's faster than I am, though. Emma Waugh says, I paid attention to the Bundy trials, but only a few days were covered in length by TV broadcasts.
You know what it said? Something about watch live following jury selection. If we end up cutting off today, like if we cut off short today because they're not going to show us anything, it could be. Wait, Kathy said 3 of 50 potential jurors immediately recognized Sarah Boone.
Oh my God.
Oh, but only 3 of 50 though. That's not bad.
Oh, okay. Okay. Only 3 of 50.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Wow. Gordon V. Cormack says, I thought I was the only old person here. OJ was 30 years ago. No, welcome to our age group. We found out last week there's a lot of us who are Gen X that are here, including me and Carrie. We are Gen X ladies. Jenny Riesinger says the Johnny Depp trial was held an hour from her. Mel says you're happy to hear something. About me, but I don't know know what that was about. Let's see. Cora Brooks says 30 plus years for. Oh, I think she's talking about Sarah. Alpha Zeta also says it's Bundy.
I've got some stuff here that I wanted to show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll shut up and feed Henry.
No, you're okay. I was going to kind of give you a break.
I think it's so interesting seeing where you had asked everyone when they started watching and what they've been watching.
Okay.
So they're answering. I was just reading them out. Michael says this is a.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I can't even turn I don't know how to turn my text off.
Just push you have an iPhone of what number?
Yeah, it's 11. I'm not.
So on the side at the top, there's a little left side towards the top. There's a little click thing. Click it down. I'll turn it off.
Laura just texted me something about somebody being a moron. I think she's talking about
me.
No, I think she's talking about James Owens because she put the witness thing in front. Yeah. So. Anyway,
Mel says many things have changed since the OJ debacle. Mel, that's exactly right. I didn't watch it. I was in school I'm just really interested because I think it had such a huge impact on true crime as it is today. It obviously had, a huge cultural impact at the time. It was, the dream team. And I mean, it was just, that had everything. It was crazy. CB says, thank you for your super chat, CB. CB says, I beg you to watch Jodi Arias. It was horrific. So entertaining. I did watch her testimony. It was.
I watched her testimony. I did not watch the whole trial, but I would be willing to do that one again. That would be fun. That would definitely be fun. Thank you for your super chat, CB.
Mila Earl says, I wasn't alive for the OJ trial. So we've got viewers of all ages here, Kiri.
I'm surprised. For some reason, I don't bring in the younger crowd like I used to.
You don't say.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Let's see.
JCS
Matthew Whitehair said she will ask for plea deal when found guilty. Thanks for the super chat, Matthew. You always do super chats. You're so sweet.
Yeah, I saw somebody ask that, right? That said, can she take a plea at the end of the trial? No. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Yes, you're right, Mel. Florida does not have parole. Did I say that? Michael says he doesn't know why he's never been interested in watching before. Kathleen, livid, the verdict in OJ, and Casey Anthony. Let's see.
Fan Lady also says she votes for Arias. You know what? Thank you for your super chat. You know what? I think you guys are onto something here. Don't you guys enjoy crazy women trials? I'm starting to lean that way. I don't want to totally change my channel to that, but like I really enjoy these crazy damn women. And
Yeah,
I enjoyed watching what's her name? Stout.
Didn't watch that one.
Miss Yada Yada. I did a little bit on her, but I didn't do her trial. But it was so soon. It was just so recent. I'm not going to do her trial right now. But Arias would be a good one because it hasn't been done in a while. Anthony would be a good one because it hasn't been done in a while. While we wait for these other ones that we want to watch to come up. And that sounds like a good idea to me. I'm with y'all. I'm with you. Thank you for your super chats.
CB says she's easily watched. I'm sorry, I don't know if you are. She easily watched 119 years. That's a lot. Angie Burris, all I can think of is the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Right? I think that I could do something with OJ to make it pertinent and interesting for what especially because he wrote that book, for how, in comparison as to how things are today, and what about his trial set things in motion for what we. Cookie, you did ask Carrie to check her email. I just didn't read it out. Carrie, check your email. Let's see. Michelle says, only when the Depp trial streamed that I realized that USA streams trials. Australian true crime is locked up like Fort Knox. Addie, I watched the Watergate hearings. All right. Green-eyed lady watched OJ in 95 on maternity leave. Emma Wah says she watched Casey all the time, but was too sickened by the results. Yes, Mel, we did talk about the early release, the 85% of the sentence before becoming. That's correct. We talked about that a little earlier in the stream. Plus, she'll get time served.
Yana, I'm definitely gonna use your email fit photos, but let me do something with them so I can get them up on the stream properly. So I'll wait. Oh wait, I gotta. Cookie, you're so stupid. Okay, hang on, guys. Let me put this out so you can see it.
Are you gonna share with the class?
I'm gonna share with the class. Hang on. Here you go. Wait, let me go big with it. I gotta go big. Can't see anything that I'm doing over here. I'm trying. Look. This is Cookies before and after. Before Cookies Corner and after Cookies Corner. This is before. Okay. Okay, this is before Cookies Corner. This is after. He's feeling like a pimp daddy.
That looks like Pitbull a little bit.
It might be. I don't know. Maybe it's a Halloween costume. I don't know. But I'm loving that.
That's hilarious.
2023. You're so funny.
Irene Calexico. So I can relate to you on this because she's saying, my partner is an attorney. He wants no part of this, but occasionally indulges me as I pummel him with questions. A number of my friends are attorneys. Not all of them are criminal defense attorneys. They don't want to talk about my stuff. So I like coming here because I can talk to Carrie and you guys about all the craziness that happens in the world of criminal defense in Florida in particular. Don Stedman, thank you for your $10 super chat. It's very generous of you.
See if she has a comment in there that we need to read that got cut off because maybe she.
So a lot of people. Mila Earl says, Sam, I wasn't alive when OJ happened. It happened 10 years before I was born.
Sam.
The year.
Sam.
I was in middle school. Jessica Love. I was in middle school for OJ. They announced the verdict over loudspeaker in your middle school. Wow. Wow. Matthew. We sent that one. Phyllis Ann, the William Kennedy Smith essay trial. I remember that. Julie Wilson, I think I know more about the American judicial system than I ever will about the UK. We don't televise in the UK.
Sam. Okay, you guys can hear me, but she can't, right? Is that what you're saying? Sam can't. Exactly. I just muted her.
So Carrie, obviously this is her channel. I'm a guest here, and she puts her full.
I just took her off. I just took her off while she was talking. I'm so mean. Is she still talking? Can you hear me, Sam?
Carrie, you're muted.
I'm not muted. I need you to reboot. I need you to go out and go back in. So I don't know why, but for some reason you can't hear me. Yeah, the Gannon Stout. It was tough watching Gannon Stout, but the case because it was such a sweet little boy. But when it came to her, Letitia, I wanted to see her go down so bad. But she was crazy. She wrote a lot of letters too. There she is. This is hilarious. Are you laughing? Are you laughing at us? Okay, because look, I was talking and you were talking and you just kept on talking. And I'm like,
hear me?
No, she still can't hear us. You still can't hear me? Because I went out and came back in.
You can hear me. I can't hear Carrie. Okay, you guys can hear me. That's good, I guess. So yeah, I'm a guest on this channel. So, and Carrie covers all the current stuff for you. I will have to go and cover old stuff because I have to do my other job. Earth to Sam from Carrie. Yes, I know. And Alfred Plea, Cora, that's basically saying, the state has enough evidence to convict you, but you are choosing not to go to trial. Sam cannot hear Carrie. I still can't hear Carrie. I like reading chat. Am I driving you crazy? You can hear both of us. I can't hear Carrie. All right. I will kick myself back out again.
Are y'all laughing too? Bless her heart. Y'all be nice. I'm just gonna give her heck for this one, you guys. We'll have this will be something we do on a bloopers reel, right? Mackenzie says this is awkward. Because at first I was like, my God, let me talk, Sam. She just kept talking. I'm like, she can't hear me at this point. At this point, She can't hear me. Oh, somebody's tweeting. Okay, let me look in the Twitter. Somebody's tweeting live from the courtroom. The state witness list is approximately 50 people. They just read the names off to see if any jurors recognize the names. Oh, damn, 50 people. Can you hear me, Sam?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, good to God. They were, Sam, you're going to have to go back and watch this later. It was funny.
Because I was talking and nobody could hear me, or
No, they could hear both of us, but you could not hear me. And I kept trying to chime in, and you kept on talking, and I'm like, what is she doing? And
oh, I'm so sorry.
No.
Michelle says Sam loves chat. I do love chat. You guys, I'm so sorry. Because yeah, Sam, not intentional, know that. Oh my God, you guys. Yes, I'm so sorry. But
it was funny.
I haven't been talking to anyone for days. So I apologize. I am so sorry.
Yeah, you do need to go back and listen.
Sorry.
Thank you, Janice, for your super
I
chat.
apologize. Go ahead and cut
Janice
that out on the replay.
Janice says, I'm loving your stream. Sam is delightful, and I'm glad you have her on. Bless her heart.
You, Janice. Yes, bless my heart. I know what that means. Sorry, y'all.
Anonymous says, oh, wait, let me put this back up, you guys. Oh, they got Leilani on in the courtroom right now.
Yeah, sorry.
She's going to do her fake crying. Leilani. I gotta pull this stream up.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It was just funny because I was like, surely she can't hear me. Like, because I kept, you usually get the cues when I try to come in on something, and you were like, let's see what Julie's saying over here.
Defendant. And this is so bad. This testimony is coming in from the defendant and the victim's daughter, Emily, who's saying how her mother essentially was really embarrassing her dad at her wedding.
Laura's being naughty
with another man. This is after the dad agreed to kind of move past.
She's back on that damn Florida trial or Georgia, whatever that trial is. She's still talking about the other trial. Gosh dang it, Julie, get on a different. She can only got so much to work with. I guess she doesn't have a lot to work with. Laura says she's going to mute both of us.
I don't blame her for muting me.
Yeah, Cass, that's what I was saying earlier. The dancing Judge Ito's. Exactly.
3 jurors wrote book that was. I'm gonna have to. I have research to do.
I will. I am gonna snip it anonymous.
Somebody says Miriam says Sarah's on again.
Wait a minute. No, I don't see it. Hang on. Let me do a refresh.
I see a couple of, I don't see anything from
Law and Crime. I mean, Court TV is still on that other trial. I'm looking at live streams right now to see if anybody's got anything up. No, everybody's just talking about it. No, I don't know what you're talking about. There might be somebody doing like old clips and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, there's no live. I don't see any live coverage. Anonymous 420 says I need to watch that part of the stream, or Carrie needs to clip it for me. I don't think I could stand the humiliation, so maybe it's better not to know.
We're gonna clip it. It'll be on the blooper reel. Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a short for sure.
The Wizard of Ego says you two are a joy in my new trial live stream commentators. Thank you so much. Sorry for being an idiot and talking too much.
No, it was an honest mistake. It was just funny. 50 potential jurors, only 3 recognized her. Isn't that crazy? That's just crazy to me, y'all. So if the state's witness list, okay, let's go back to something. They said they have 50 people on the state's witness list. I'm so glad so you know what I think happened, y'all? I think when they originally were going to take this thing into trial, when all the hubbub started settling down, especially when she was going to go pro se, I kind of feel like maybe the state was like, this is going to be an easy one, right? But I think since Owens is on it, the state's really stepped up their game a bit. Because we had talked the other day about who could be a possible witness, right? And I started making more notes about that.
Okay. Like witness. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, who could be possible witnesses? And one of the things I said was, I added something to this the other day that you've got Devin Jamro. That was the other one. Remember, the guy from Publix, the one that works at Publix. You've got his brothers. You've got Mo and Juan. Of course, Sarah's ex, Brian. Abraham from the apartment complex, Vinny from the apartment complex, Melissa from the apartment complex, Brandon from next door apartment complex. You got all the responding officers and CSI. So that's a good bit of them, right? But then you've got both the detectives, Lowen and Copsel, and then you've got the past responding officers. See, I think they've updated their list to include officers from these past body cam footage things. I think they're starting to add more of those in. You've got Dr. Harper, Dr. Brandon, Dr. Tanya Warner, or Tonya. She says it funny. We talked about John Sawicki, possibly. We talked about J.D. Thomas, possibly. We talked about Billy Lane, even possibly. And then I even mentioned, and of course, the medical examiner. And then I even mentioned George's probation officer, since Sarah seems to have such a wonderful relationship. Because if there was not a relationship there, if there was not that major bonding that Sarah claims there was, that's just another lie we're caught her in.
Sarah's view of reality is a little bit skewed. As Cookie says, Sarah's narcissism is raging for sure. The Fed says stop apologizing. We thought it was funny and needed a laugh. Well, good. I like making people laugh. Allegedly, Elise says, thank you for your 199 super chat. Did you see the questions they are asking jurors? I have not.
Yes, we did. We talked about those. Yeah, they asked. I'll read them again because there might be some new people in here. Let me pull it back up. The questions were as follows. Has anyone seen any videos about a man in a suitcase? Has anyone commented on social media about any videos of a man in a suitcase? Has anyone seen a video of Miss Boone being interrogated by police? Has anyone commented on social media about Miss Boone being interrogated by police? And has anyone seen body-worn camera videos of Miss Boone speaking to police? Thank you, allegedly, Elise. That's kind of cool. Elise. That's how you pronounce it? Allegedly, Elise.
Yes. So, okay, good. We got that information.
I had something I wanted to play you guys while we're waiting around, but I'm done. I want to see if they're going to break into the courtroom. I'm kind of thinking they're not, though. I'm kind of thinking they can't right now because if they've got the jury selection ongoing, they're not allowed to broadcast anything. But this might be the time that they would actually play a clip from the courtroom from earlier. Let's see what Julie's talking about. Nope, she's back at that. I'm really tired of seeing that woman. Tired of seeing that woman. You know what she reminds me of? This is so mean. What was the she looks like she came from Whoville. Oh, that's so mean. I gotta stop being mean.
It's funny.
Oh, yeah. Bianca Torrez, his sister or his daughters. You know what, Wizard Obago? I think you're right. I couldn't remember his sister's name. I don't think they would bring in his ex-wife, but possibly, but they would have to fly her in from Philadelphia.
Oh, the sister?
Well, no, is that the ex-wife?
Okay.
Because I feel like the ex-wife will know some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends, right? Like, there have to be purposes for witnesses to testify.
Well, somebody's got to testify to George's side of things. And we know he was talking to his mom, and we don't know how much he talked to his mom and dad. honestly, I don't know if it was Mo or Juan. I'm wondering who his go-to person was. There's got to be somebody that was his go-to person, and that's the person I want to hear on the stand because I want his side of the story. I want to hear what he said more often about Sarah. Now, a lot of times we had talked about this before, and even he said this. Men aren't gonna, just flat out, like, women talk amongst women, and they'll tell just about anything sometimes. Men aren't gonna do that, especially if they're being degraded by their person.
Right.
So it's a little different, but.
So I got a text from Courtroom.
Oh, okay.
From none other than my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And all that was said, though, is, and here we go again.
What?
I think because he referred to it as a zoo before.
Oh, okay.
Like the circus is back.
Okay.
Basically.
You scared me.
No, I think he's just checking in with me, basically, because he knows I've been paying attention to this. And he heard me here at one point and recognized me. Obviously.
You think it was his brother? You know who's not on stream this morning? Where's Patty at? Is she in the chat? Y'all seen her? Where's Patty?
Roger Vortex says they can't call her son as a witness, can they? I don't see any reason why they would do that in this case at all. Oh, Michelle, I'm sorry. I didn't mean another hurricane. I apologize. You guys, I'm so sorry. Last night was the first night I actually really slept, and I haven't spoken to people.
Yeah, and it sucked because we didn't really get a whole lot of chance to catch up before we went live this morning either.
No, I'm so sorry.
That's not your fault.
Yeah, we were all hoping we'd get something from jury selection to listen to.
We're going to put up this other thing real quick, and we'll come back. If Court TV brings anything in, I will interrupt this video. But I have something here I wanted to show you guys. Let's talk about this case some more. I've got a lot of things on the side that we had done, and I especially think you guys are going to enjoy listening to this one that I did. So we're going to go on mute for a minute, Sam, and give ourselves a little bit of a break.
Yes, ma'am.
For trial, it came to my attention there's something in those 3 body cam footage videos we have that have little hints in them that maybe we've missed something. I guess I should admit that this is the part where I say my name is Carrie and I have a problem because I cannot stop with this case. Here's what we're going to do. I've taken pieces of the body cam footage. I've taken out the video. I'm trying to alleviate any distractions that we have. And I want us to listen to what's being said. Also, I added in an AI caption thing that's kind of wacky. It does okay. It's not perfect, but it does help us a little bit. Now, keep in mind, you got the officers' radios going off. So the caption's picking some of that up too. I don't know any way to get around it. Just bear with me here. Listen closely. I feel like there's something we can find. I just feel like there's something there.
That you know of, there's no guns, anything in there? Okay.
No. We just have to double check that. There's none of us.
I know, baby. You guys are doing your job. All right, Sarah here?
Yes.
Sarah here?
Go get him.
And I know it's difficult to get past her. I know, baby. Get past it all. Ignore that part. Listen for the clues.
That you know of, there's no guns, anything in there? Okay.
No. We just have to double check that. There's none of us.
I know, baby. You guys are doing your job. All right, Sarah here?
Yes.
Sarah here?
Go get him.
Go get him.
Yeah, I swear to God, there's nothing for you guys to be afraid of.
Okay. What's his name?
George.
George, all right.
There's nothing for you guys to be afraid of. I swear to God, I'm done with this ass dude. He beat the fuck out of me tonight. And I'm done with it. I have to go to work tomorrow. Come on, man.
I'm done with his attitude. Keep going because I've got more to add. We'll keep going.
I swear to God, there's nothing for you guys to be afraid of.
Okay. What's his name?
George.
George, all right.
So I guess my angle here is that I want to listen in as if I were on the prosecution, trying to find things in this video that jump out to me that I want to play in court. Or we're going to play the whole thing in court, but pieces that I want to emphasize to the jury when I'm either doing, number one, opening statements, number two, playing the video, questioning the witness who was more than likely going to be that deputy that was there. And then also possibly even in the closing arguments.
That you know of, there's no guns, anything in there? Okay.
No.
We just have to double check. Yeah. None of us
I know, baby. You guys are doing your job.
All right,
No.
Sarah here?
Yes.
Sarah here?
Go get him.
Yes, go get him.
I swear to God, there's nothing for you guys to be afraid of.
I swear to God, there's nothing for you guys to be afraid of.
Okay.
What's his name?
George.
George, all right.
And there's nothing for you guys to be afraid of. I swear to God, I'm done with this attitude. He beat the fuck out of me tonight.
I swear to God, I'm done with his attitude. See, that just makes me believe that she's mad because he did something or didn't do something that she wants him to do. So now she's going to call the police. Just my theory. That's been all the way, all along. It's been my theory the way she is, but it is what it is.
I swear to God, I'm done with this attitude. He beat the fuck out of me tonight. And I'm done with it. I have to go to work tomorrow.
Come on, man.
You see my eye?
I do see your eye.
He kicked me in the fucking face.
Okay, tell me how it all went down from beginning to...
Yes, my love.
Okay.
Okay, so we were having a really good day, and we went across the street to Muldoon's.
We were having a really good day. Why does that always come out of her mouth? Why? We went across the street to Muldoon's. That's that bar, pool house across the way.
And everything was good and fine and dandy. And because I talked to another guy because he left, came in there and I got so mad because I asked for a cigarette from another guy because he...
Okay. First she says, I talked to another guy because he left. Sarah's in the bar. George wants to leave. Sarah wants to stay. Sarah's mad because George leaves. So when George comes back, Sarah makes a big fuss because she's got some guy sitting next to her, trying to give him attention. He's trying to make George jealous, right? You guys see where this is going?
Took my license, my debit card, and everything.
Took my license, my debit card. Oh, took my license, my cigarettes, everything. I don't know, guys. Maybe it was last call and they were closing things down. Or maybe it was she had had enough and it was time for her to go and she didn't want to leave. Maybe George wasn't the only one at the bar that was trying to get her to leave that night. Like maybe the bartender was saying, hey, go get him. I don't know if that happened. I'm just speculating. Oh, we need to interview the bartenders.
Because I asked for a cigarette from another guy because he took my license, my debit card, and everything. Cigarettes, everything. Took everything. Took everything.
Okay.
So I asked someone for a cigarette, and it happened to be a guy. So he walked in and got super pissed because I asked for a cigarette from another guy. I came home. Mind you, my car is across the street still.
Okay, so they left her car across the street. He probably took her keys because she shouldn't be driving. Let's just say he did. Let's just say, and even if he was in a drunken stupor, he was smart enough to know, yeah, I'll take her keys so she doesn't drive and she walks home, walks across the street. God knows, she was probably walking. And guess what? She probably went over there barefooted too. I'm just saying.
Because I asked for a cigarette from another guy. I came home. Mind you, my car is across the street still.
Okay. So you get home. You go inside.
Oh man, let loose.
Okay, elaborate.
Okay, I'm going to play this all the way through because we're going to see how, once again, this is another piece where she won't spit out what happened, because really what she can't really think up the story she needs to tell. I think she's too drunk to come up with everything and make it flow, and make it sound believable. So she goes around the questions. I mean, she's looping and she's winding and looping and all kinds of stuff trying to get around what the cop's asking. And it's the same scenario as in the September 4th video that we're going to watch after this one. But what I find interesting here is that she was mad at him because he left and went home. It doesn't sound to me like he threw a fit. It sounds to me like he got pissed, he left. Maybe he wasn't even pissed. Maybe he's just tired and wanted to go home. And he left, and she goes and runs after him. And now she's mad because he's gone. And so she gets home and she tears into him, mad that he left her there.
So you open the door. What happens from there?
I'm a whore.
He starts calling you names? Okay.
When I say ragdoll, do you know what that is?
I know what a ragdoll is.
Oh man, I was ragdolled.
Okay, but I need you.
In the face.
Okay, I need you to elaborate. Like, you walk into the house. Did you start arguing? He started calling you names. You said he was.
No, I walked out. I walked in and I walked to the back. I just wanted to smoke a cigarette and just go to sleep. I just literally wanted to I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna go to sleep.
And then as you're making your way to the back, what happened?
I got caught on the stairwell.
You got caught on the stairwell. So he caught you on the stairwell. And what, did he get in front of you? Started confronting you, telling you anything? What happened?
It was bad.
Okay. Elaborate, Miss Sarah. I need you to tell me what happened so I can help you.
My heart is like, I don't want him to get in trouble, but fuck, I'm tired of being beaten up.
Okay. I understand. I'm trying to help you out, but
I know
need
you are. I know you are.
I need you to elaborate a little bit. So,
I swear
in
to
the
God,
stairwell,
dragging me down the stairs. I went upstairs, tried to get in the bed. I just wanted to go to sleep. I just wanted to go to sleep. I just wanted to go to sleep. I didn't make it to the bed. I didn't make it to the bed. He caught me in the upstairs.
like in the hallway.
Beating the fuck up. That's all I can say.
Okay, what do you mean? Like, I see your eye. What you said? He kicked you in the eye.
That's what this is. That's what this foot.
Were you on the floor when he kicked you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how did you get to the floor? Did he push you? Did he pull you? How?
Normally what I do is, because he does it so often, I just go to the floor. I just go to the floor. So I'm pretty sure, I don't really recollect. I went to the ground.
We know what happened. George is trying to go up the staircase to get away from Sarah. Sarah goes and grabs at him, probably goes for the neck. We know she likes the jugular, literally going for the jugular. And as he's trying to get away from her, and he literally tells the cops on this police report that she was cutting off his like he couldn't, she was strangling him. This wasn't she was scratching his neck or grabbing him by the neck. She was literally, it said in there, she was strangling him. Not, well, in other terms, but it didn't say the word strangle. So he's trying to go upstairs. He can't get away from her, can't get pulled away from her. He can't breathe. He's starting to pull, she's starting to choke him, basically, with her hands on his neck. And all he could do is kick at her. And I don't know how. I don't know. I'm thinking she's on the lower steps from him, like they're on the staircase, and he's higher up than she is. And he goes to kick, and his heel kicks her eye. Now, I'm not saying he didn't mean to kick her. He might have meant to kick her. Doesn't really matter to me. But it's just so obvious in how she's talking here. Like, she can't form specifics. She can't say this specifically. Even if you're drunk, you can still say, well, this happened, this, and this. She knows it's not going to be portrayed well if the truth were told.
Confronting you, telling you anything? What happened?
It was bad.
Okay. Elaborate, Miss Sarah. I need you to tell me exactly what happened so I can help you.
My heart is like, I don't want him to get in trouble, but fuck, I'm tired of being beaten up.
Okay. I understand. I'm trying to help you out, but
I know
need
you are. I know you are.
I need you to elaborate a little bit. So,
I swear
in
to
the
God,
stairwell,
dragged me down the stairs. I went upstairs, tried to get in the bed. I just wanted to go to sleep. I just wanted to go to sleep. I just wanted to go to sleep. I didn't make it to the bed. I didn't make it to the bed. He caught me in the upstairs.
Like in the hallway?
Beating the fuck up. That's all I can say.
Okay, what do you mean? Like, I see your eye. What you said he kicked you in the eye.
That's what this is. That's what this what?
Were you on the floor when he kicked you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How did you get to the floor? Did he push you? Did he pull you? How?
Normally what I do is, because he does it so often, I just go to the floor. I just go to the floor. So I'm pretty sure, I don't really recollect. I went to the ground. I went to the ground.
Okay, and then that's when he
I'm so
kicked
sorry.
you?
I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm cursing
no,
in front of you.
that's fine. I don't mind. So you went down to the ground.
Yes, that's what I do.
Did he kicked you with which, do you recall which foot?
Right.
Right foot, okay.
Heel.
His heel. Okay. And you say you've been together
I'm a
for...
whore. Because I asked for a cigarette. Because he left my ass in my car across the street.
Okay. You said you've been together for about a year?
And a half.
A year and a half.
Yes.
Okay. Lived together, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
I just recently went through a divorce. He's been there with me. He knows all the story, blah, blah, blah. But...
Floor when he kicked you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how did you get to the floor? Did he push you? Did he pull you? How?
Normally what I do is, because he does it so often, I just go to the floor. I just go to the floor. So I'm pretty sure, I don't really recollect. I went to the ground. I went to the ground.
Okay, and then that's when he
I'm so
kicked
sorry.
you?
I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm cursing
no,
in front of you.
that's fine. I don't mind. So you went down to the ground.
Yes, that's what I do.
Did he kicked you with which, do you recall which foot?
Right.
Right foot, okay.
Heel.
His heel. Okay. And you say you've been together
I'm a
for...
whore. Because I asked for a cigarette. Because he left my ass in my car across the street.
Kicked her with the back of the heel. Because he left. See, it doesn't make sense. Because he left, because I asked for a cigarette. Because he left is because that's why she's mad at him. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, if you pick it out, if you piece this stuff out, she's saying, I'm mad at him because he left me. And he took my keys with him. But she's trying to make it seem like he started it because he was jealous. It doesn't fit.
Okay. You said you've been together for about a year?
And a half.
A year and a half.
Yes.
Okay. Lived together, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
I just recently went through a divorce. He's been there with me. He knows all the story, blah, blah, blah. But...
I know. I'm just trying to...
This sucks! And I have to go to work tomorrow.
Do you want the fire department to come out and check your eye?
No, baby.
No? Okay. Okay. Do you want to press charges?
I have to go to work tomorrow. That's why I'm on a bender right now. Because I have to go to work tomorrow.
Ass in my car across the street.
Okay. You said you've been together for about a year?
And a half.
A year and a half.
Yes.
Okay. Lived together, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
I just recently went through a divorce. He's been there with me. He knows all the story, blah, blah, blah. But...
I know. I'm just trying to...
This sucks! And I have to go to work tomorrow.
Do you want the fire department to come out and check your eye?
No, baby.
No? Okay. Okay. Do you want to press charges? You can smoke your cigarette if you want.
Can I talk to you though?
You're talking to me by myself.
I don't want him to be taken. Please put the fear of the police.
So you don't want to press charges? Okay. Do you want to fill out any paperwork? Do a statement? No? Okay. Smoke your cigarette, sit down, smoke your cigarette.
I don't want him to get in trouble.
Okay.
See, this is just her toying, using the police as her little weapon against George. I don't want him to get in trouble. I don't want him to be taken into jail, but I want you to put the fear of the police in him. That's what she said. He doesn't listen to me. He doesn't do what I want him to do. I'm a control freak. He's not doing what I want him to do, and I need you to scare him. And this is how I control it. I call you guys, and I make it seem like he's, and I'm not, guys, I'm not saying he's not hitting on her. I'm not saying he's not hurting her. I just think that there's a lot more to the story that she doesn't tell, that anybody in their right mind can figure it out if they just listen to it for a little bit. Hell, I think these cops already knew. You could tell in the way they respond to her. You know what's really weird is like mostly the men cops. I've noticed that when the men cops come back after talking to George and then they're dealing with Sarah, their demeanor has changed.
You guys have actually been out here twice now. Look at this shit. You fucking rip my shit all the time.
Did this happen today?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I see it. It's ripped and down there a little bit.
I just bought this yesterday.
I get it. Sit down. Smoke your cigarette.
Pardon?
Do your thing. No, it's fine. Do you have an ID with you? Is it in the house?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go find it later.
I know my number if you want it.
Oh, that's perfect. Go for it. First name is spelled S-A-R-A-H. You have a middle name?
Catherine. K-A-T-H-R-Y-N.
K-A-T-H-R-Y-N. R-Y-N.
They went across the street to multi.
Here, she's going to give her name. I just wish we could understand exactly what she was whispering. Because on this video, you can't even see her face. Just kind of read her lips.
Do you have a telephone number?
I know. No. Look at this shit. You fucking rip my shit.
Sit down. Smoke your cigarette.
Pardon?
Do your thing. No, it's fine. Do you have an ID with you? Is it in the house?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go find it later.
I know my number if you want it.
Oh, that's perfect. Go for it. First name is spelled S-A-R-A-H. You have a middle name?
Catherine. K-A-T-H-R-Y-N.
K-A-T-H-R-Y-N. R-Y-N. Okay. What's your last name?
Boone. B-O-O-N-E.
Date of birth?
10-10-7-7.
I get it. Just make sure not to squeeze my arm anymore. Do you have a telephone number?
Did you hear that? Did you read that? You don't have to squeeze my arm anymore.
I get it. Just make sure not to squeeze my arm anymore. Do you have a telephone number?
407.
407?
716.
716?
8684.
I thought that was just so telling. So once again, that just goes to back to what people say about how she's touchy-feely. She grabs on people, which means when she's angry, she gets even worse with the grabbing. Then that's the third person we've said touchy-feely. Not that she even said it, but the officer saying, "Don't grab me." Just like, can you imagine how she was probably clutching onto that officer and she was probably like, okay, it got to the point where she finally had to say something to her about it. That's pretty bad.
Okay. What's your last name?
Boone. B-O-O-N-E.
Date of birth?
10-10-7-7.
I get it. Just make sure not to squeeze my arm anymore. Do you have a telephone number?
407.
407?
716.
716?
8684.
8684?
Yes.
Email address?
SKP.
SKP underscore
1-800.
1-800?
At yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. I get it. Sit down, smoke your cigarette, try to relax a little bit. I'm going to take pictures of you in a little bit. All right? Thank you. No problem. Hey, Miss Sarah, you mind putting down the cigarette so I can take a few other pictures?
Okay, in case you haven't watched this before, this is the part where they've gone inside. They've talked to George. They figured out that this is a two-way street here. Both of them were hitting on each other. And now they're going to arrest her.
Me? Yeah, just stand up for me. Face my car that way. The car is that way. Hands behind your back.
For what?
For battery domestic?
Me?
Both of you.
What does that mean?
Battery domestic violence. You two hitting each other. Doesn't go down like that. All right?
Oh, not, I wasn't hitting him. He was hitting me. It's, oh.
Put your chest on that flag and stay there for me.
Is this for real?
This is for real.
Why?
I already explained to you. Chest on flag.
Really? That's my job.
I should probably not be together, but that's not my business.
Yes, ma'am.
So stuff like this happens, and I have to step in.
Why am I in trouble?
Spread your feet. Spread your feet apart.
Why am I in trouble though?
Because of
Why
the
am
marks
I in
he has all on his neck and the inconsistencies
That's
of
me
the story.
fighting back.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay, step.
That's me fighting back. Yeah, right. She uses George's story to tell hers. Does that make sense?
Marks he has all on his neck and the inconsistencies
That's
of
me
the story.
fighting back.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay, step back a little bit. Okay. I still gotta check you though.
Why? Because I fucking fought back?
No, because everybody that goes in my car gets checked. No matter who you are.
No.
Because I fought back?
Everybody that goes in my car gets checked. No matter who you are.
No. I mean, like, seriously, like, I literally just started my job a week ago.
Okay. Go ahead, sit down for me. Sarah.
I literally just started my job a week ago.
Okay, so that's all of that one. There's another one I've done. We'll do that in a little bit. I just wanted to give us a moment to take a break for a second. What job did she start? Does anyone know? I don't know. It's probably like I don't know. She worked at a travel agency or something for like a very short period of time, I think. I think it was like it's not like she had a freaking salary job. She went in somewhere and did like come on, we're talking about Sarah here. Obviously, she probably didn't keep the job because she probably had to call in sick. I thought it was funny though. It's like, oh, well, I have to go to work tomorrow. Then why are you drinking? Then why are you out? She didn't have the job for very long. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, because she has, probably why she's always looking for a job. She has a record. Well, see, I don't think she has a record technically because they didn't charge for these events. So it's not like she couldn't have gone out and gotten a job. Whereas George's, he had it on his record because he did have charges. Doesn't that suck? You back, Sam? So, yeah. I wanted to just listen and not watch that one because I wanted to just hear what was said. And I did pick up a little bit extra there, but I thought that was interesting though, because she can't just flat out say, she couldn't say anything that he did, that he specifically did, other than the fact that he left the bar, he took her keys, he took her wallet, he took whatever with him when he left. And it's like, okay, so you were mad at him. That's what it boils down to. You were just mad at him. Whew. Can you imagine living with that? Living with somebody like that and having to do... And I'm not, just so you guys know, I'm not cutting anybody that has a job that's not salary. I'm just saying that's really probably what she had. Something like that, where she clocked in and worked for like 20 hours a week and never really had like a full-time gig with insurance or anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw that, Carolina. They mentioned that the last time that they were in court, that they had found some digital evidence on how she was coaching George to get the DV charges against her dropped. Isn't that ironic? Why does she record all this stuff, you guys? What is up with that? Why? It's just so odd to me. I can't get over it. Let me see what else I wanted to show you all. Oh, I got to do this just because I want to make sure the chat's awake. Hang on. I'm going to wake up the chat real quick. Oh, wait, there's a break in court TV. Are they going to come on? Nope, they're still talking about that Ferris freaking trial. Dad, blast it.
Found it before you called. Yes.
Are you claiming self-defense? Yes.
Found it before you called. Yes.
Are you claiming self-defense? Yes.
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 Sorry, had to do that. Needed it. Needed the moment. Oh. No, I had a bunch of stuff pulled up to show you guys. Let me look at my notes really quick. We've done the James Owens thing. If you guys have not watched Cookie's Corner that I just put up last night, it's really heartwarming. It's the clip. If you were on our live with us the other night, it's the clip of when he was talking about his letter to George. And I just thought that was just needed its own it needed its own video, I thought. So I put that up. Sam was looking over that thing that just hit the docket. And it's an order declaring defendant indigent for cost and authorizing due process costs. And it is in regards to deposition fees, subpoena fees, transcript fees, interpreters, witness and expert witness fees, mental health professionals, reasonable pretrial consultant fees and costs, and travel costs and witnesses. And it's dated September the 2nd of 2024. And it's just saying that if the defendant is convicted, the defense must file an accounting with the trial court within 90 days of the disposition. This kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier about what is she going to be made to pay? What will he's going to put it all back on her. Oh, please let him put it all back on her. But Sam said she didn't understand why they filed this again because they'd already filed it one time. But this is the first time the judge had filed it. So that's all that was. That's the only thing that's hit the docket this morning. Other than that witness list, which we can't see, which they won't show us. Yeah. James Owens probably put something in so he can get some money. Yeah, exactly. It's dated today. And it's September 2nd. Which means that it's retroactive back to September the 2nd. Thank you, Yana. Oh, now Sam can't hear me. Or I can't hear Sam. What is going on with our... Do you think it's the internet over there, Sam, right now going in and out? Because she's saying she can't hear me. Or she's saying she's talking and we can't hear her. Can y'all hear her? Can y'all hear Sam talking? You can't hear her either. Okay. You haven't missed anything, Secret Forest Creatures UK. Unfortunately, there's not anything to report yet. The only thing, that actually gives me an idea. Let me do an update really quick. So basically, what we've heard today from the court is that there was only 3 jurors out of 50, the first 50 they called up, that said they could recognize Sarah. And they said that the state's witness list is approximately 50 people, and they read off the names. God, I wish we could have heard that. To all the jurors to see if the jurors recognized any of the names. And then they also went through a list of questions that they're going to be asking the jurors, potential jurors. And so that's the latest and greatest, which I just read those questions out. We'll read them again later on, I guess. But nothing else has occurred. Sam's having problems getting on and on. There you are, Sam. I swear, I think it's the internet over there. I think it's because they're working on all the lines and stuff. Yeah, I can't hear her either. It's 10:20 my time. We have been on approximately 3 hours now. I'm going to give it another hour, and then we might take an afternoon break and then come back in a couple of hours and watch any updates and all that we have together. But I mean, to sit here, I've got some other clips and stuff to show you guys, but I was really hoping we'd see something from the courthouse. Waiting on court TV. I'm going to write a song. Waiting on court TV. It's 4:30 p.m. in England right now. That's interesting. Anyone know if there is a screaming emoji? What do you ask, Phyllis Ann? Am I bothering you? Do you want to scream now? Am I causing you to do that? You won't be the first, okay? Let me just say that. Good morning, CK. Welcome in. Michelle said, last Monday, I fell asleep listening and woke up to Cookie laughing. Cookie makes everybody laugh, doesn't he? Okay. They're still on that damn Georgia Trail or wherever they're at. Okay. This is Sam. I can hear you, but you can't hear me. I think that I've hit a setting that has caused muting issues. Oh, I can't unmute you because they chose to mute themselves. Okay. Did you unmute yourself? Because right now I see you muted. Okay, now you're unmuted. Let me mute you and then unmute you. How about that? See, even your avatar doesn't light up when you're talking, Sam. Mine was lighting up earlier when I was talking. El Gordo says, restart your computer, Sam. Do we need to get Sam a muted emoji like I have? Maybe. I wanted to look really quick at the different clips I had for you guys and see if there's anything else I want to play right this moment. There's a really long clip that I have of Sam and I going over the different legal definitions, some stuff dealing with battered spouse syndrome and reviewing that versus different cases. Some of it's older, like some of it I've had in a video before and not all of it I have though. And I thought we could listen to that. That would be one thing. That's about an hour long, though. And then I have another clip that's almost 2 hours long of us reviewing evidence and also doing panel guest on salacious speculations, which that actually would be a replay because that's already been aired. I want to play this for you guys really quick. This is a 6-minute one. I thought this was interesting. This guy they had on Court TV.
Imagine what these jurors are going to think of that woman who did not assist him in getting out of that suitcase when he said he couldn't breathe. This is hard to watch.
So I'm going to go to get in the suitcase, though. I mean, I don't think she forces him in there. I mean,
she doesn't.
He's got to voluntarily. So how does that impact charges, mental state, culpability if he voluntarily gets into that suitcase? And I guess she's got to zip it because you got to zip it from the outside.
That's why she's only charged with second degree as opposed to first degree murder. What they have to show here in Florida is that she had a depraved heart. So it wasn't intentional, but it was reckless. It was a reckless disregard of human life or property. In other words, she didn't know for sure he was going to die, but she didn't really care, is what they're going to argue.
Now, I listened to her voice. In her statement, she said they had been drinking. I mean, she sounds absolutely like she'd been drinking, but I don't know what the toxicology said. Does that at all become an issue for either side? Does it help prosecutors? Does it help the defense? Does it tell this jury anything if, in fact, she's under the influence at the time all this is happening?
I think it helps the defense. It helped me as I'm analyzing the case, thinking that she's not a complete monster, that at least the alcohol helped explain, at least mitigate, why she would ignore his passionate cries that he couldn't breathe, and also what might explain why she ultimately fell asleep and didn't rectify this. Now, that doesn't negate her guilt. It certainly mitigates it. And ultimately, I think that and other factors may lead to the state reducing the charge even further, maybe to manslaughter and giving her some extraordinary outcome, which includes prison time, but nothing like the life that she's facing.
So you're looking at this, and from your experience, you think this is one where prior to going to trial, that this is one that, hey, there's going to be some offers because this is such a unique set of circumstances and state of mind issues that this might be a negotiated plea here?
Absolutely. In other words, if I'm representing her, what I do is I put together a mitigation package, and I make it very clear that there were circumstances that evidenced negligent behavior, like culpable negligence, which is manslaughter. So that would cap it at a maximum of 15 years in prison and 15 years of probation. That's the ballpark that I would want her in, not second-degree murder, because we go to trial on second-degree murder, she's getting potentially life. So you want to avoid that. I would argue for manslaughter and work out some term of years that's acceptable to the next of kin.
Now, you mentioned the passing out, right? That and I think it's very possible she may have passed out because she does make a call in the morning to 911, right, when she wakes up. But when you pass out, the fact that she passed out from alcohol, does that play into any sort of a defense here, or is that in the same pile with the drinking mitigation?
I think you throw it in also as part of the defense. In other words, it wasn't reckless behavior, you would argue. She was just so already impaired that she wasn't all there. So how could she really be held accountable? Look, don't kill the messenger. That's what I would argue. But I would want to avoid making that argument. The prosecution would probably bring in their extensive history of violence where they've both been pretty nasty to each other, and that might play a role also. It's just so ugly. I think it's ripe for some type of plea bargain. I wouldn't air it out if I'm her.
Yeah, I think the part that really will be devastating in front of a jury is when she says, that's what you get when you're cheating on me, right? So
not a good set of facts. And worse, that she lied to law enforcement initially, tried to paint some type of picture, but for those 2 videos on her phone, I mean, delete, she might have committed the perfect crime. But they've got those videos, and now she's got criminal culpability. You can't argue it's a mere accident.
Right. And is she locked into that hide and seek story from the 911 call?
Well, she said it. Her attorneys can say, well, she was drunk when she said that. Now, upon reflection, here's what really happened. But look, these are bad facts. You put somebody in a suitcase, or they go into a suitcase, you're responsible for them. And ultimately, this would not have happened but for her unzipping that suitcase. The argument on the other side is, look, he did it voluntarily. They were playing a game. They were both impaired, and it is just a tragic accident. What do your jurors think? What does the court of public opinion think? That's pretty much what jurors may do in a case like this.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that she does say, though, is she says, this is like when you choke me. So is there any defense going down that road? Kind of like, I'm an abused abused girlfriend, and I'm the victim of domestic violence here, and this was my way out of all of that.
It cuts both ways. For sure, you'd want to argue that she's a victim of domestic violence if the judge will let it in, because what you're doing is you're saying this wasn't the greatest guy, and you're essentially, don't kill the messenger, trying to devalue his life to some extent so the jurors feel a little differently about her. But it cuts the other way. It's like you then intentionally, there's some spite. There is that depraved heart because he had done.
Oh, I thought something was coming back on, but it's not.
And now it's payback. It's not as innocent as you're saying. You had anger in your heart, and that could support a second-degree murder conviction.
Yeah, I think it could almost go to first degree. Like you could argue that there was, like, she tricked him into getting into that suitcase, was angry about the cheating.
Yeah, but those aren't the facts. Easy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She's got enough to deal with. Those clearly were not the facts, right? He got into the thing willingly is apparently what they're suggesting. You change the facts, and sure, now you're looking at first degree.
But willingly, but in a trickery way where she's not. Well, we'll see. Second degree is life, though. Second degree is life in prison. So
could definitely be life. Yes.
Serious enough.
Yes.
Mark.
I was gonna make fun. Okay, Bruiser, stop. I was gonna make fun of Sam again because Cher was giving her a hard time. Sam.
Hello.
Oh, we can hear you now.
I fixed myself.
Fixed myself. Well, God bless you. Matthew says she is so mad at George for all of this. Yes, it's George's fault. Absolutely, it's his fault. Because it always falls back on her. See, it always ends up in her plate. Can you believe it?
Absolutely.
So, what did we miss? Oh, do you want to talk about that thing that the document?
Oh, it was just, I don't know why it would have been refiled again. It's what we've seen before. It's an indigent for cost motions, and as someone said, it's been backdated to September 2. Why it had to be filed? It's normally the clerk that files that, so I have no idea. I don't think it has any effect on anything whatsoever for us.
Okay. Well, I was wondering if we were going to get anything. I think that if we were going to get the feed from this morning, since jury selection started, if we were going to get a feed from anything before that happening, we would have already gotten it at this point, don't you think?
Yeah.
From
I'm
Court TV.
not getting any information out of the courtroom. Sam fixed herself.
Let's see.
Cher, are you
one more
asking
thing
me today? Sam fixed herself with staples involved in some credible. No staples. Just me trying to mute all other notifications and somehow permanently muted myself.
Did you guys see? Did we watch? I don't remember. On the last stream, did I show you guys that body cam footage from the laundries? I think I did. Let me know. Did we watch that last Monday?
I don't recall watching that. From the
I've
laundry
I've got
family?
it clipped. Yeah, I've got it clipped in case y'all wanted to. Let's see what they say about. Let's get an update on this one.
A little bit over that, 20 months. Like all children, he was blameless, he was innocent, and he was beautiful. And like all children, he was totally defenseless, totally and completely dependent on the adults in his life. In the middle of the night, she killed him, her own son, got in her car with his body, drove to a dumpster, and threw him away like a piece of trash.
The judge in this case has some rules in place. We can only air this with a 30-minute delay. We're going to have some updates, though, throughout the day. You can also watch it right now on Court TV's YouTube channel. Meanwhile, let's head back to day 6 of the murder trial for Melody Ferris in Georgia. Prosecutors believe that she fatally shot her husband, Gary, then burned his body at their home in 2018.
Oops, I didn't mean to hit that.
The defense says she could.
Well, I don't think we're going to end up going into Sarah.
I don't
So
think so
what did
either.
Miriam said that it is made clear by the state that Leilani made several different statements and that she has been lying all along. Yes. See, I remember following this when it first came out, and honestly, I was following everything about his disappearance when they still were trying to find his body, and there was a lot of stuff on YouTube that was so unnecessary. There were some very unprofessional YouTubers doing some things that just that really makes YouTube look bad, you know.
Yeah.
And they were going out there to the house and causing problems, and oh, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. But anyway, they lived with the grandmother, and the grandmother knew her daughter had done it. And I think she was trying to find a way to get her daughter to confess to what she had done. And I think she finally did. But her daughter is another one of those that wants to put everything. Yeah, exactly. So Rosa, she wants to put everybody else is to blame, much like Sarah. So no accountability whatsoever.
This is the person that murdered her husband and then
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Leilani Simon, who unalived her little boy Quentin.
Okay, so the one on the screen, then that's a different case. I gotcha.
Yeah, they're still showing this one on Court TV's website. So
I tend to not follow the ones with children. I get enough disturbing information in my life on a daily.
Well, and that is why I put up the poll to see what everybody thought about that, because I thought, there might be some people that just cannot watch it. So
what were the results of the poll?
It was funny. It was like 58 or it was 52 to 48 or something. 52% said, what was the poll results? 58% said, or 52% said no, 48% said yes. So I ended up keeping it with a no. I've got some more stuff here on Boone. Let's go back and listen to this video we've got here.
Lady, I can't either look at any case that involves animal harm. I can't do it. Yeah, Raj, I can't. I struggle with the kids cases, and I don't even have kids.
This is a small clip. It's about 5 minutes long. Let's listen in. Rough Garden at, I guess that's how you say her name, OCSO, Sheriff's Office. She's the CSI person. Rough Garden. She's CSI, and she said the suitcase was 28 inches long, 20 inches wide, 8 and 7/8 inches in depth. Here's what I'm thinking, you guys. I'm thinking 28 inches on the interior, 20 on the 20 wide on the interior. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at this from the interior, not the exterior, because I look over here. I wanted to compare it. I mean, because some people look at it and go, okay, is that a carry-on? What kind of, well, these are the different sizes.
It would be the 28-inch then.
The largest one, yes.
Yeah, because the interior dimensions, so 29.75 is going to be the exterior dimension, and 28-inch will be your interior.
I just think from the angle of that video and stuff that we were watching of him in the suitcase, it's kind of hard to tell how big that suitcase
Oh,
truly
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And here's what I wanted to show y'all. So y'all remember I told y'all I tried to get a virtual tour of the jail because they do offer them. Well, they got back to me and they said, yes, ma'am, my apologies for the late reply, but we do not provide virtual tours in this capacity. But thank you for checking in.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that was that. There's a site, and I think I've talked about this before, where you can go in and you could send snacks to inmates, or you could send things to inmates.
Yeah, that's their commissary. Can you share
Yes.
your screen? Because I'm still looking at.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Is this their commissary? Yeah,
Yes,
this stuff's insanely expensive.
Yeah, and it's crappy food too. That's what I love
Yeah.
about it. Okay, the donuts are probably good, but and the that's probably good, but
It's
like
my
there's
understanding honey buns are extremely popular.
I'd do that. I'd do a honey
I
bun.
don't know.
A lot of ramen in here. A lot of
Mhm.
spicy stuff, which surprised me, but I guess that goes to the men's jail too, as well as the women's. I guess people like spicy.
Look at how expensive this stuff is, though.
Oh, I know. But some of the brands are crap brands.
I like Sun Chips. Chi-Chi's, that's a restaurant chain out of where I came from.
Those are small. That's a small bag. I think that's a small bag. But this is the stuff that, Sarah had purchased. And so what I did was I was looking at her commissary, like her Jumpin' Java. Y'all are going to laugh at me. I did.
I can't believe that you even thought to ask for it. Oh, my God.
So, Jumpin' Java, and this is the Jumpin' Java package that she got. So she's drinking Folgers and eating Pop-Tarts and donuts, and she's got her Taster's Choice there, instant coffee. That's a vanilla cappuccino. We got some cookies, the honey bun, and then she did this refresh one, and the refresh one is this.
It's your
really the
hygiene.
only sanitary. So KPN came in with an update from Stephanie on Twitter. Says Judge Michael Kranick believes this trial is going to take 3 weeks, and because of that, nearly all of the jurors have said that they have issues with how long the trial will be. Yeah, but they can't pick and choose, though. I mean, come on. I don't see how they can pick and choose that. We're going to come back and talk about this when this video is done. It's almost over. The one I saw.
Yeah.
It's crappy lotion. Oh, it's crappy lotion. But yes, there's that. And they don't even have shampoo and conditioner. It's like 2-in-1. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, they don't care that what your hair looks like, unfortunately.
That's true. Soups and spice. That would be this one right here, where she got a lot of ramen.
What is mackerel oil with jalapeno? What in the world is that?
That is, it's like tuna, but it's mackerel. But it's in a packet, not a can.
Okay.
I don't know. I figure if I'm in jail and I send some good old meat, I might order something like that, just because then I might end up liking something like that over a time period. But yeah, she's been ordering hot fries and Doritos and Cheetos and ramen and Chick stick. What else we got on here?
That
this comes with
up
sugar
TV?
and stuff too. This comes with like sugar packets and creamer packets.
I was going to say that TV show I talked about a long time ago called Locked Up.
Yeah.
They will feature inmates taking canteen items and making like pizzas and cakes and things out of it. It's very creative.
Really? Well, I guess you can get that way. Yeah.
That's an interesting series to watch. It really is.
Yeah. So this is like, I think I would like
food.
this.
You can't get anything healthy at all.
Well, I guess they figure they're giving you a solid meal. And some of this, like this is chicken chili with beans. That's more on the healthy side. Shredded beef. Tuna.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is it. There's not a lot to pick from.
And this is Orange County? This is what they
this is a service that probably does a lot of jails.
Okay.
I think that this is probably, I bet this is familiar in a lot of the Florida jails.
Probably.
Prisons, jails, whatever,
Right.
But yeah. So you can get some. This one's got. Ooh, I'd get this one. Get candy bars. Candy bars. I gotta have my chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that was that. Oops, Sam's not connected anymore. Hang
I'm
on.
here. I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. So I was
Mhm.
looking at what Stephanie's from. What's newscase? She's from Fox 35 Orlando. She said the state and defense's witness lists were both read. Both include Sarah Boone's ex-husband. Not a shocker. He was seen on body camera back in 2020 telling deputies that Boone and Jorge Torrez had issues with domestic violence and that Boone had a drinking problem. And then I'm looking to see if there's any more other updates. But I don't see anything else other than that. Let me go over to Stephanie's own thing here. Thank you for that, by the way. Was that KPM that sent that? Let's see what her whole feed says here. Because she is in the gallery. According to body cam, after she found her then boyfriend, Jorge Torrez, Boone told deputies she called her ex-husband, who came to her home first before calling 911. Okay, I got that part. Got the Twitter is so hard to follow, you guys. It's so hard to read. Help the old people. Judge Michael Kranick believes that this trial is going to take 3 weeks, and because of that, nearly all the jurors said that they have issues with how long the trial will be. Sam, they don't get to pick and choose, though. I mean, have issues. What kind of issues? I think at some point, Kranick's going to have to say, well, what are you talking about with issues?
Well, the biggest thing is, for me at least, think about this. If you are self-employed, like me, and you can't work because you are sitting on a jury, that's a hardship.
Yeah, but how many people are self-employed versus how many people? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, there's a number of factors to consider. You know, some will be medical, some would be effects of the hurricane, and some would be potentially employment situations. Companies aren't supposed to fire you, but for jury duty, childcare, Jenny says. So yeah, it could be any number of things. For me, the hardest part would be losing income for 3 weeks, or like trying to balance working a specific number of hours a day along with jury duty. Anytime you're associated with a trial, like any part of a trial, it's exhausting. It is just so draining.
Just to sit there all that time, yeah. Well, you're supposed to be paying attention. I would have a hard time because I am so ADHD. I'd be like, oh my God. After a while, sitting in that chair, listening to everybody, especially all the delays that occur in a trial, and then they go up and do the wait, we got a commercial. Hang on.
Trial murder case for Melody Ferris, the 64-year-old charged with shooting and killing her husband Gary back in 2018. Investigators say his remains were found in this burn pile outside the couple.
I was just hoping at some point they would have given us something from the Sarah Boone thing, but they haven't.
I have a text. I said, how is jury selection going? Okay, pretty quick.
Pretty
So
quick.
we may have a jury by the end of the day.
Oh, so
Remember,
that was
we only
coming
need
from inside the courthouse.
Yes. We only need 6, as I learned last week.
Oh yeah, that was an issue that everybody was like,
I was wrong because I do first-degree murders. I very rarely does a second-degree case of mine go to trial. They usually plead out. So I was under the impression that we had 12 jurors for everything. I was wrong.
I thought we did too, though. I thought we had 12 as well. I don't know where I saw that. Hey, Leah. Leah, you just woke up. Oh my goodness. You were on here all day yesterday too. For anybody that didn't know, this weekend I basically did marathons of the different, like, just discussions on the case, hearings, the letters, all that, to kind of get people caught up so that they could come in today and be more prepared for trial. Yeah, I would like to see. Oh, I got this thing on Julie Harper too that I wanted to watch. Now, this is not necessarily. I don't know if it has anything to do with the case, but she is going to be testifying on behalf of the defense. So I wanted to watch a little bit about what she said here in this video clip that I took.
Okay.
She was in this. What was the name of the trial? It'll say it when we pull it up here.
She wasn't in Marsha
Marquis.
Thompson.
No, it was Marquise.
Oh,
Marquise?
Lloyd. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Lloyd.
Yeah, Marquise Lloyd. Wow.
Accused of murdering a Daytona Beach couple during Bike Week last year was in court today for a competency hearing. 33-year-old Gene McKean allegedly stabbed and slashed the couple as he rode bicycles home from Main Street events. Washington's Claire Metz reports his court-appointed public defenders are trying to prove that he is not competent to stand trial.
Schizophrenia spectrum disorder.
Dr. Julie Harper is a licensed psychologist called by the defense on this first of a two-day competency hearing. She has diagnosed Gene McKean with schizophrenia, sometimes accompanied by mania. McKean is accused of viciously attacking a couple as they rode home from Bike Week festivities March 6th. Prosecutors say McKean, who didn't know Terry and Brenda Altman, followed the couple, then repeatedly stabbed and slashed them. After a manhunt, McKean was arrested several days later in Orlando. Dr. Harper has reviewed McKean's records, has met with him in jail. Despite medication, she says he has a history of hallucinations and hearing voices, including that of his dead twin brother.
He was, again, having that agitation, and the voices were speaking about dangerous things and danger to self, danger to others.
Dr. Harper says as recently as her last visit with McKean in December, he was clearly still in distress, having to actively work to suppress voices in his head.
I think that's very concerning. That means that he's not stabilized and he's not fully in control of his thought process.
McKean's attorneys hope to convince the judge that he is, at least for now, incompetent, not able to contribute to the defense process with so much at stake. If convicted, prosecutors are seeking the death penalty against Gene McKean. The hearing continues Wednesday with additional defense.
Okay, that was quick.
I saw somebody say they thought that you would get paid for jury duty. I think it's like $15 a day. And then I saw something else.
Yeah, but are your employers required to pay you too?
No.
Or no?
They
They
just
don't have to pay you,
fire
but
you.
they can't fire you because of it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That would suck though if you had like one of those positions where it was like if you were gone for 3 weeks, that would be hell on earth.
Oh my gosh, yeah, totally.
Some people would go insane too, trying to get in touch with their office on the breaks.
Yeah, it's trial just, I don't know, it just drains you in a way. Even sometimes sitting and watching live streams, if I'm not working and I'm just watching it, it's just exhausting. I don't know.
Nicole Rankin says that if police were coming to the house that much, I'd see it if I could fit inside the suitcase to hide from them. Somebody else had made that comment before too, like maybe he got in a suitcase because he was trying to hide from the cops, because she said the cops are coming. That puts a whole other spin on things, because then technically he would be getting in the suitcase on his own, but not for the reasons that she stated. Because he hid in the shower one time, remember?
Yeah.
So it's just a thought.
Okay, so they're saying he doesn't think that there will be a jury today.
Okay.
This is from someone in the courtroom.
All right. But that's a good sign though that they're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could sit through jury selection one day. That'd be kind of fun. Now, are you allowed to, when there's jury selection, nobody can come in and watch it just to watch it?
There are people in the gallery, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never had a trial where anybody other than the family members were allowed to watch the jury selection. So I don't know. I think it can depend on the judge, really, whether he's going to allow people in. But I don't think you can turn party, victims or next of kin or whatever. I don't think you can turn those people away.
For what now?
The people that are part of the case, the victims or the next of kin.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I would assume that you can't omit them from jury selection. However, in Florida, if they're going to testify, they cannot. You'll often see family members, if they're going to testify first, and that's so they can come back in for the trial, because in Florida, unless very specific exceptions, you can't sit in on a trial that you're going to testify at.
Rogue Vortex says 2 jurors excluded. All right, let me refresh my Twitter feed. 2 of the 15 jurors raised their paddles, indicating that they have seen the video of a man in a suitcase. So this must, okay, so is this their second round of people then?
It must be.
Well, no, wait, this is 2 of 15. So that means that they're at least into 65 people.
Or
at least
they cut the first panel from 50 down to 15.
Oh, okay. Here it is. I'm sorry. My bad. 15 of the first 50 potential jurors made it past the hardship round. The remaining 35 were struck for cause on stipulation. Were what? Struck for cause on stipulation. What does that mean?
Means both sides agreed that nobody's using their own challenges up.
Okay.
It means that everybody was in agreement. So,
well, let me finish
they're
reading this.
going fast.
Reasons for striking included full-time students, vacations already paid for, health reasons, and childcare. I'm surprised none of them have said anything about the hurricane. Then it says, and then it goes on to say 2 of the 15 jurors raised their paddles, indicating that they had seen the video of a man in a suitcase. So I guess they're not asking that question up front, which we thought they might.
Here. We have 12 from the 50 we started with, and we are about 4 more down now. So if they can see from the first panel, they won't keep going.
Right. So we could go to trial tomorrow. So he said, wait, say that again. We have 12 of the first.
Hang on 1 second for me, guys. Hang on. I can't talk and text at the same time.
I wonder how many backups did he say he wanted? I need to listen to that thing again. Oh, username not allowed said PI Sam is the best live stream guest on YouTube.
Oh, that is so nice. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Apparently you weren't here for when I made some technical errors. Okay, so the text was, we have 12 remaining, basically, from the 50 we started with, and we are about 4 more down now. And I said, so do you think there will be a jury chosen today or no? And he's saying, no, I think it will take 2 days.
Okay. So then they're wanting 4 alternates, Rosebud. Is that what I'm thinking that's how many they asked for. That'd be awesome. Now, they could seat the jury and he could go ahead and read his thing to them tomorrow afternoon. I mean, because by lunch, they could have a jury in place, and then he could read all of his stuff that he needs to read to them. What do they call that? Voir dire? What do they call it?
They're doing voir dire right now.
Voir dire.
What he has to do is a colloquy. And then they, if it happened that way, so if they had a panel by lunch, if they did his thing, then they would probably put opening arguments on Wednesday morning.
Which would be perfect. That'd be great timing, I think.
Yeah, because they won't want to, you won't want to, let, say, the state go, and then the jury gets to go home with that in their minds, and you come back with the defense getting to go first thing in the morning. I think it's more fair if both sides get to go at the same time.
Yeah. Let's see what Court TV says.
Okay.
including 3 murder counts for the death of her
But
son,
I agree with what you
Quentin.
just said because that would throw the jury off.
Of jury selection in the case against Sarah Boone, accused of second-degree murder for the death of her longtime boyfriend, Jorge Torrez Jr. Boone claims Torrez willingly got into a suitcase during a drunken game of hide-and-seek. She found him dead the next day.
And in Indiana, the Delphi murders trial for defendant Richard Allen begins today with jury selection taking place in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Once a jury is seated, they will be taken to Delphi's Carroll County, where teenagers Libby German and Abigail Williams were found murdered in 2017. The jury will be sequestered for the trial. Opening statements could begin on Friday.
No cameras in that, but our Barbara McDonald is there. We'll be updating you throughout the entire trial, one that a lot of us are eagerly anticipating. For now, let's head back to Georgia and pick up the...
You know, that whole Delphi thing, I would love to watch that trial. I really would love to follow what goes on with that trial. There's just no way to do it with
actually
Boone
for real a true like whodunit.
Yeah.
For a long time. That's what makes that one interesting, right? And a lot of the cases we see now, we know that the people most likely did it.
Do you guys think in that trial, do any of you guys think that have been watching it think that maybe there's more people involved or that he was framed? I'm curious as to what, because I've been watching it, but I haven't been keeping up with it like you guys have because I can't watch it like y'all watch it.
Somebody is saying Andrea Burkhart has a great synopsis of it, of that case. Huh, okay. Why did they decide not to televise the Delphi? I think they're just not televising maybe jury selection.
No, I don't think they're televising any of it.
Oh, any of it?
No. And I think it's because of the little girls. I think it's because of the family. I really do.
Oh, okay, okay.
That family has gone through so much all these years.
Well, one party would have had to put in a motion and the judge would have had to agree not to televise the trial.
We got mixed emotions in here about that, though. So, Michelle says she definitely thinks there's more people, possible frame. Mr. KKJ says, nope, I believe that he unalived both of them himself. And, Sub Rosa says she's well-versed on Delphi.
Delphi is supposed to take 6 weeks? Seriously? Mel said Delphi is only a few miles from where she grew up. Somebody she's referring to is going for the 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Wow.
What state is it in?
I thought it was Indiana, but
I think it is Indiana.
I don't know. Yeah, I listened to a couple podcast episodes about it a long time ago before they knew.
Who is Gull?
Who's who?
Says he's innocent and Gull is evil. Who is Gull?
I have no idea.
Juror 35 said they couldn't be impartial. That would be me. That would be me. Yeah, she's doing a lot better tweeting.
Gull is the judge.
It says, juror number 35 raised their paddle at pretty much every question about seeing the suitcase video, interrogation, etc., and that they do not believe they could be a fair juror. A total of 3, that includes number 35, of the 15 indicated they could not be a fair and impartial. That's basically what your guy was saying. It says, that's it. So, yeah, that was 4 minutes ago. It's basically what you had said coming from the courtroom, that they were down to 12.
Right, so they don't have to keep calling people, and they only have to call them until they hit their number. It's not like you call absolutely everyone and then pick from there. It's you pick, like if they can't get it out of that first 50, they'll go to the next 50. But if they only need 1 or 2 people from there, then the rest, everybody else is done. They go home. El Gordo said, Sam, how long can trials go for, and what determines the trial length? Well, as we're seeing in Georgia, in the YSL case, that case has been ongoing now 19 months. The state is a mess over there. The judge first judge was disqualified.
It's been a mess. So normally what happens is the judge will ask the state and the defense, ask the state how long they anticipate it taking them to put their case up, and then they will ask the defense the same question, and they will kind of arrive at an estimated number of weeks and put that down on the trial calendar. So I guess they can go for as long as somebody is willing to hear them. The YSL trials, I mean, they move for mistrial every 5 minutes, and they're still trying. It's such a mess. That is just such a mess. They need to teach that mess in law school.
It says the goal is the judge. The judge's name is Judge Goal. Okay. Well, I think here's what we're going to do. It's noon in Florida right now. I do believe that we should probably come back once we've seen anything later this afternoon. Let's take an afternoon break and come back around 4 or 5-ish my time, which would be like I'm on Central Standard Time.
Yeah, I don't imagine this would go past, if they haven't chosen a jury, like if they're still doing it, I don't imagine that it'd go past 5 o'clock unless they were like one person away. I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
The
Well, I'm going
judges
to keep
don't like to stop like right in the middle of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what we'll do is we'll keep an eye on it, and then y'all be prepared. If something happens, I'll just go live, without notice, I guess, if they end up showing us anything. But if it's something that's like a replay, then I'll probably just do a video tonight on it. And then tomorrow morning, we'll see how it goes for today. But if they haven't gotten a jury by the end of the day today, then I would say tomorrow morning, I'm probably not going to go live, and we'll just wait until there's something breaking. I'll just have to kind of watch it and see what goes on. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, sorry you guys that we don't have anything fun from the courtroom to look at today. That sucks.
But Sam will have some updates too from her source there
Hopefully.
in the courtroom
Yeah,
as well.
hopefully they will.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for being here today. And remember that hopefully, let's just cross your fingers that at the latest, Wednesday morning is going to be opening statements, and we don't have to wait on a whole bunch of stuff on Wednesday morning, that it can go ahead and get rolling, and we can start to see, because once they do opening statements, if they can get those done in the morning, then we'll start to see some of the state's first witnesses in the afternoon, which is a lot of the information that we've all been waiting on big time.
Right.
And we will be here for it. I'm going to
We
be on
still
it.
need a ruling from Judge Kranick on whether she can use the battered spouse defense or not. So
they still got to talk about that.
Yes, Buzzbomb Jr., they do have to be unanimous. 6 jurors has to be unanimous. They just changed the law in Florida for the death penalty. You only need 8 out of 12 now to be unanimous to convict for death.
You guys give a love and shout outs to Bama and Laura and KC.
Mel.
Laura is Interesting Captures, and Mel for being moderators today. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad
And
if nothing else, y'all got humor out of me today.
Of course we did. We always look for the humor. At least I do on this channel. I look for the humor in everything, because if we can't laugh, we'd be a hot mess, would we not?
Mm-hmm.
And some of us, like me, we're still hot messes even when we laugh.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. I made them laugh because I was a hot mess. So.
All right. Y'all be good. Stay safe, and we'll talk very soon.
Bye.